That's a cheery song for a comedy channel. This is the Bennington Show on a Tuesday. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Hello.
Chris Stanley's here, Joey JoJo, and more.
And more.
By more, I mean Dan.
Mm-hmm. He's the and more.
He's the, right now, he's etc. I think he's going to start move up past Joe, and I think they're both going to lap Chris. That's just early Saratoga updates.
I might end up lame.
Well, you came in lame, my friend. Now something might happen to your leg. Gary in Virginia.
How you doing, Ron?
Cool.
I got clean and sober in 1987, and if I would have been listening to this music in the 90s, I would have relapsed for sure. I'm sitting here now with 28 years, and I'm thinking about trying to score some dope.
Well, Gary, it's not up to us to walk your program for you. That's your deal. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, sir.
Yeah.
You gotta work
One song at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Just one depressing, we say, oh, does every song have to be about boys and girls and love? And then you hear a song like this, and you're like, oh, God.
Maybe something.
Where's Tiffany?
Something about love.
Yeah. All right, Gary, I'm going to send you into the pretty good prize closet because you're a pretty good dude.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right. 28 years, you get something.
Gary gets!
Jesus, dude.
Trying to be a little bit more
Yeah, but
exciting.
that doesn't mean be assholic.
Okay. Gary, you get I Wear the Black Hat by Chuck Klosterman.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, it's a good book.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, he's not using pretty good anymore, but I like it.
Pretty good.
Pretty good prize closet always open here for the pretty good callers.
Mm-hmm.
Just pretty good, that's all. Not as good as we want it to be, but pretty good. Joey JoJo had the big wire story too, with the model who hit her head on the ground, but he put it up as a pleasing ass shot.
It's pretty nice, right?
Well,
This is a creep shot.
it is a creep shot, and I don't like a head injury. A head injury always, and you just see her just take the bump, go down hard, and then creep comes running over. Her ass is out, which, by the way, there is nothing kind of worse than a woman who's like either fainted or passed out and her dress goes up. That's right up there with a man's hat blowing down the street in terms of pure embarrassment.
And umbrella turning inside out also goes in that same category.
Yeah, that means it's going right in the trash can for me. I don't sit there and muscle it out with it.
Now, usually there's a nice woman who will, the first thing she thinks about is modesty. She'll go over.
Yeah.
Let me cover her up. I know she'd want this.
I know she'd want her beeve covered while she's bleeding. Now, she was actually on what the news keeps calling a hoverboard, which is fucking annoys the shit out of me.
There's no hovering.
I know. And then they'll bring up Back to the Future every single time.
It's a horizontal skateboard.
It's a semi-Segway. That's all it is. It's a baby Segway.
It's like a snake board without the snake.
Notice here, all right, the ass is out, but look here as she just starts to look like she's comfortably passed out now.
Just leave me here.
She's like that thing where you can't wake her up. She's like, give me 15 more minutes.
I'm going to stay here, I think. I mean, it's a nice shot, but I just wish she wasn't suffering while
I
it
wish
happened.
I wish it was her idea. You know what I mean? Like, it would be better. But, freak nasty, Joey JoJo. By the way, you reminded me when you brought up covering back up. I don't know whether you watched John Cena's Revenge on Jon Stewart last night. It's up on the iBank today. So Jon Stewart takes whatever the big Cena slam is called. You know the name of that, Chris?
Well, it's called the AA is what they were calling.
All right, the Alcoholic Anonymous slam that he takes. So, Stewart goes down and his belly's out. But while he's in pain, he takes his T-shirt and puts it over his belly.
Let me cover this up.
Should have tucked in. Very modest in his suffering.
Most people are not comfortable with their naked body.
No. Nobody wants to have their belly hanging out no matter what's happening.
I don't care how fit you are.
So there he is. Yeah, he's got,
Oh, my God.
but he's pulling it down like a woman with her skirt.
Don't look at this.
Yeah.
Please don't look at this.
My hairy belly button is out.
This ruins it for me. I thought he was ripped. I thought he had a six-pack underneath that suit.
Why would that make you even more pleased, Chris?
It's so gentle the way he pushes it down.
I was hoping Joe would be on it as a pleasing belly shot.
Did that please you?
I mean, very little doesn't please me, I'll tell you that.
It's disgusting.
Weird.
That's the life of a freak, Nasty, that's for sure.
Is that a life? It's an existence. I don't know if I'd call it a life. All right, let's just have a quick early video vote. Which one is more pleasing to you? Stuart pulling his shirt down over his belly, or the poor young lady with the pleasing ass shot?
I'm going to say Stuart because of the gingerly slide of his hand across his belly.
Joey Joe?
I have to go with the ass shot. Stuart, right your way out of that one, huh?
Oh, God.
I wanted to throw that in.
Oh, he doesn't write that stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, ass shot. Young lady.
You had to say young lady. Which? You mean when Stuart rolled over?
Well, after he said ripped, that was really, embarrassing. Hey, the big roast show is going on tonight at the Stand. Listen to this lineup. Voss, Bonnie, Louis C.K. Gomez, as he's now calling himself.
It's going to get confusing.
The real ass dude. And then the final roast battle is Gino Bisconti versus Mike Vecchione.
Wow, that's going to be quite a battle.
Well, here's the problem with this. Gino never stops roasting. So, Mike is actually working on other things, but Gino is just like, let me explode over this thing. Let me just explode with anger, rage over the smallest thing. So I don't see Gino losing to anybody.
Well, no matter what, I want to see a fair fight. Everybody's got to keep it clean.
No, that's the roast battle. It's just the opposite.
Oh.
Sorry, we want to say it at the same time as me. Ready? Opposite.
You guys are such best friends.
We try to be. We try to be. It's important in radio when everyone talks at the same time. They say it's pleasing to the ear.
Mm-hmm.
But that's tonight at the Stand, which is, exciting. By the way, Joe has an interview up on the iBang. Who did you interview?
Howard Kramer. He is an Earwolf podcast host, and he also lives this lifestyle, the summer movement.
Now,
he really likes summer.
Now, the problem with when something goes to the iBang is they edit. But I heard raw on there, right? So I hear Joe call the guy up. Mm-hmm. And then his first question is, so where are you calling from?
Okay.
And the guy says, you called me.
Well, no, I said, so where am I calling from? And he goes,
after that.
Yeah, he goes, you're in New York. I'm like, oh, yeah. You're in Los Angeles.
Why are you saying that kind of shit?
What does that even mean?
He's trying to relate on a coast to coast level.
Was it a quiz?
No.
Oh, God.
I could have spun it that way, I guess.
I don't know why that got edited out of the article.
No, I don't know either. I would say leave it out there in its full fucking cringe embarrassment.
Keep it all raw all the time. Just like Joe.
I guess he is. I guess he's, although he brings a six-pack of condoms with him whenever he has sex.
Mm-hmm. Or wherever he goes, just in case.
Safety first. Wants to feel like he's fucking plastic. That's our JoJo.
That's me.
The big costumes are out for Halloween already. And the office cut-ups are already running out there and buying the Caitlyn Jenner Halloween costume. God.
I'm going to imagine it's pretty cringy.
I'm Caitlyn now. Look at that dude.
They love it. It's all going to be Ben enjoying the opportunity.
Yeah, I don't see any women dressing up as Caitlyn Jenner.
That would be very respectful, though. Just like a very nice... I'm Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah. I had my hair done for 8 hours, and I'm on a journey. I don't know what it is. I just can't stand people who say they're on a journey. It's a journey right now.
I'm also on a journey, you know.
Yeah.
We're all on journeys.
I'm sorry. Did you say you're into Journey? That's weird.
Yes, I am. And I just want everyone to know it.
I'm on a Filipino journey right now. The little lead singer.
Now, do you think Caitlin sees this and is like, great, we're getting the brand out there? Or do you think she's like,
they
this
already
is
said that the
offensive?
trans world is upset with this, feeling like it doesn't help.
Well, that's all men love to do for Halloween. They're always dressing as women or some sort of feminine. Any chance to get fishnets on a man, they will take it.
Fishnets and put it, just stuffing a bra, they find to be hilarious and acting like their tits are all confused.
But I bet you anything, everyone's going to be doing that one. Like a lot of dudes. It's going to be a lot of Caitlyn Jenners walking around.
Yeah, I've told this story on the air before. I never give out the guy's name, and I won't. But when I was a kid, there was a Halloween party, and this young man who had the nickname Killer, based on his last name, though, not the fact that he killed anybody. But he was a very thin, fresh-faced young man, and he dressed as a woman, and then everybody told him that he looked good. And then afterwards, he went to a dive bar and was letting guys who didn't know buy him drinks all night. And I saw him 2 weeks later, and he was dressed like a broad again.
What?
And he's like, go down for some free drinks. I'm like, Killer, I got to tell you the truth here, dude. It ain't Halloween. There's something about this you digging.
Telling you something, Killer. You're on a journey.
For the fucking cheap ass fucking beers you're buying, I could give you 20 right now, and you wouldn't have to put on makeup and a short skirt.
It's the costume, that's what I got to do.
But what a danger mouse he ended up like, just out there in these fucking pretty rough bars, just trolling dudes for free drinks.
So he gets his kicks.
Yeah, I mean, when somebody, finds out about it, then he's stabbed to death in a fucking parking lot. It was like that movie. I can't even think of it now from the 90s where, what was the name of that thing?
Boys.
Mo Better Blues. That's it. Boys don't cry. Yeah. Okay, we're all doing it at the same time. Let's all do it at the same time. Hey, Chris. Chris, what's happening,
Hey, Ron,
buddy?
how you doing?
What can we do for you, pal?
Hey, Ron, I was just calling to say hello. Long time fan, first time listener. I'm from Tampa. And I used to listen to you back on the Ron and Ron show, and lost touch, just got serious, found you, and just calling to say hey, and I'm a new fan of your channel.
Well, I'm glad we got together after all this time. I'm going to send you into the pretty good prize closet.
Ow! It's pretty good.
As a way of saying welcome back. Or me welcoming back to you. I don't know who's welcome back, but we're together again.
Pretty good prize closet. I think this is beautiful. So he wins. Beautiful by Margaret Cho. Margaret Cho. Beautiful.
Wait, he's got to even learn the names. Margaret Cho.
Margaret Cho.
Margaret Cho.
Name of the comedian.
Margaret Cho.
It is beautiful.
Let Dan know that he might be reading out the pretty good prizes after today.
Okay.
It's exciting, Dan. You're on deck.
Yeah, this could be your time.
Do you know how to read names?
Do you know who comedians are on Raw Dog Comedy Club?
Yes.
Margaret Cho.
Margaret
Cho. Margaret Cho.
There was a nice segue in there, though. I think this is beautiful.
Yeah.
I liked that.
He's looking for a chance to, to say, hey, look, I connected. He's Joey Jojo, one of a kind. One of a kind.
You know who else is one of a kind?
Who's that?
Certain presidential candidate. Have you seen the new holy experience that is Trump butter?
No, I haven't seen this at all.
It's up on the iBang. A woman pops open her container of butter, and there staring back at her is the face of Donald Trump.
All right, so I'm looking at it now. There's the two eyes, the nose, the mouth. First of all, why wouldn't we think that she just stuck her finger in there like that?
No,
this isn't like cooked toast.
No.
This is very manageable butter.
You can see from the striations, it's a natural occurrence. And I
First
think
of all,
that
let me
people,
just say I love the word striations. We don't use that enough on this channel.
I think it's a sign.
It does look exactly like him.
If you superimposed his hair over that, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
First of all, then I wouldn't eat the butter. If I even say 7 different hairs on a tub of butter, I won't eat it.
And it's very rare that you see these secular figures come out in the...
That's true. We need more secular butter. It looks nothing like Jesus or Mary. Those are the 2 big ones.
I mean, the eyes alone is uncanny.
I kind of think it's a little bit canny. You know, the one eye's canny. The other one probably is uncanny. I don't know. Did you see it, Chris?
What sells it for me is the bags underneath its eyes.
Its eyes. He's not calling butter its.
Look at the mouth. The mouth shape is
exact. The mouth is perfect.
The proportions are pretty good.
Is this Trump butter?
This is Trump butter. This is the new Nicki Minaj song called Trump Butter. And do not look that up on Urban Dictionary.
She's
you will get quite a shock.
You don't want it. Trump butter. So the picture is up there. It looks like Trump. It tastes like Trump. I can't believe it's not Trump. You know, Trump was live tweeting, or as Dan put it, hate tweeting or hate watching the Megyn Kelly get together last night. And he's on top of things these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't back away from a victory. He stays on top of it.
He knows how to sell himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
That's his business.
He understands the art of the deal. Hey, John, what's up?
Hey, Ron.
Now you start talking, John, after you call.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it was on. I thought the Butterface looked like the Marshmallow Man from the end of Ghostbusters.
I don't know. Mr. Stay Puft? I don't think so.
Where's the hat?
No?
Well, yeah, we are lacking a hat. But I always thought Trump kind of looked like the Stay Puft guy.
I think that the only thing that's off there is the hue, color of his skin. Could be a little more orange. But other than that, I think it's dead on. It's the perfect likeness. It's a sign.
Here's some of the things that Trump was tweeting last night. I like the Kelly file much better without Megyn Kelly. Perhaps she could take another 11 days unscheduled vacation. Then he writes, Megyn Kelly must have had a terrible vacation. She's really off her game. Was afraid to confront Dr. Cornel West. No clue on immigration.
You know what I'm looking for in a president? Obsessiveness.
Yeah, me too.
Not being able to drop things or move on.
I also like when Trump retweets anybody who says anything good about him.
This kid's got a good head on their shoulders. Retweet.
Yeah, this is what he just did 3 hours ago.
Okay.
Congratulations at Lindsey Graham, South Carolina. You just got 4 points in your home state of South Carolina. Far better than 0 nationally. You're only 26 points behind me. No, this actually is the kind of shit that you would expect on like a ghost thing. You know what I mean? Like some kind of a parody. He is amazing.
I think that's his greatest strength. It's like the man can't be parodied. He's already...
All right, this is also 3 hours ago. I lived in New York when Taki Pataki was governor. He was a total disaster for the people of New York. Now, this is 4 hours ago. Governor Scott Walker has ran Wisconsin's economy into the ground.
He's cutting promos.
He's the best. He's the best.
We've never had a candidate this entertaining. Never.
Now he writes this also 4 hours ago. Jeb Bush just talked about my border proposal to build a fence. It's not a fence, Jeb. It's a wall. There's a big difference. And now, this is 6 hours ago. Asians are very offended that Jeb said that anchor babies applies to them as a way to be more politically correct to Hispanics. A mess. He's great.
Normally, politicians let that stuff speak for itself. But
Yeah.
he's breaking the news to the people.
All right, here he goes. This is 13 hours ago. Jeb Bush never uses his last name on advertising, signage, materials, etc. Is he ashamed of the name Bush? That's a pretty sad situation. Go Jeb.
Go, Jeb. He's giving him so much shit. This is amazing.
He's the best.
Jeb.
He is the best.
He's buttering America up.
Here's some people saying Dan Perlman is the Professor and Marianne of the Bennington show.
And the rest.
Yeah. Yeah, the rest. Those other two people. They literally said, could we just say our names?
I didn't even know that was a thing. Someone had to point that out to me because when I was little and I watched reruns, I only remember the version that said Professor and Marianne. It's hilarious. Why would you skip over only two of them?
I don't know. I guess they were in a hurry, or those guys they didn't know they were keeping them. Can someone tell Pepper that all skateboards are horizontal? Hashtag Bennington.
Good point.
That's one way of dealing. You know Trump when you just say good point, I give in.
You should attack him. That's the way it's done.
Spider says, Margaret Chu, not hard to tell who trained these kids. Hashtag Bennington. Chris, you're not as mushmouthy as you were.
Thank you.
As you were.
Less so.
Progress.
So, did you guys see this thing on Twitter with the girl live tweeting the breakup?
Oh, from an airplane or some shit like that? Yeah, I didn't know whether I believed it or not.
Well, she has pictures. She has proof.
Yeah, but just the fact that she's taking pictures of people, I find this as creep shoddy and as creep weird
as a butt shot.
Yeah,
I don't know, because to me, I feel like they were live tweeting their own breakup. Like if you're doing that kind of intense breakup in public.
All right, hold on. You've never been in like an argument in public.
No. Listen, if I'm in an argument, I hold on to it and wait for later. I'm not going to sit there and like hash it out on a plane where no one can get away from you.
Well, but now it goes out to all of America. To me, that's the thing. These aren't public people, right? And their breakup and then following drunken makeout is now. And she takes a picture of them.
But she blurs the faces. The faces are blurred.
Can I bring up a little song to you that captured America?
Okay.
Blurred Lines.
Okay.
That went big.
That's
so
true.
you're on the side of this woman tweeting out and fucking with this couple.
I don't think there's anything bad because it doesn't include their names and it doesn't include their faces. They were obscured. And I think it was like they were putting everyone through hell. First of all, they were super drunk and acting up. I think you're asking for people to pay attention to your breakup if you're doing that.
You're asking for people on the plane to pay attention, not for it to suddenly become a national story because this other woman is a nosy looky-lo.
Here's the thing, though. If you're on a plane, it's already an intense situation. So these people are creating an environment that is already like so horrible, and you're making it worse for everybody. That's nuts.
That's a job for the stewardess and not for the national public to weigh in on. Now, Stanley, you drink quite a bit.
Oh, once or twice a week, sure.
And we know that your lovely lady also enjoys a beverage.
Yeah.
She has a little drink to unwind herself.
Let's suppose that you guys were going back to one of your Mexican or Bulgaria vacations.
Okay, cool.
All expenses paid.
Ooh.
as you do. He does one of those things where he buys it at a hotel and then has everything, his meals,
all inclusive.
All inclusive.
That's
That's your thing. Okay.
So you might have words with each other every once in a while. Would you expect that to go out to a national audience?
No, I wouldn't. I would not. I wouldn't expect it because I don't. I mean, because I've seen people break up before. I've never had the thing to go like, I'm gonna start videotaping them as they're breaking up.
But if it went on hours, and you're
it was
trapped.
only a 50-minute plane ride. She puts that in there.
Oh, but she had started out on the ground, so it was dealing with it for a long time. Like the actual argument started before they had even
All right,
taken
so
off.
your thing is revenge stuff works. It's like, now here the other day, somebody they get a check, right? They're out at a restaurant. It's $100 for tip. They took an hour to get our food, LOL over tip, and then put exactly the same thing in. So the person got no tip. This also ends up in the newspapers, put out there.
Right.
Everybody now feels like any beef that they have, any personal beef, is open for public discussion. Like, let me ask you this. If you were fighting with your boyfriend and he was live tweeting it, you would say that he crossed the line, even though you were annoying him. What gives this other fucking woman a right to take this nationally?
Yeah, but that's your partner. Obviously, you would be upset if they were like divulging personal information. This is somebody who is already they're giving it up by doing it.
So suppose that, let's say they were throwing up. Would you then be able to live tweet that some person threw up in the plane? Or if someone had a heart attack, this asshole just had a heart attack in the plane, and now we're stuck here in Camden.
Gonna go viral.
I mean, at what point do you say that your own annoyances now gives you the right to try to fucking humiliate these people across the country?
Yeah, but people do that with, like, let's think of it this way. If somebody was freaking out and acting disorderly, it wasn't a breakup. They got really drunk and started going nuts on the plane, and then that person had to be like pulled off the plane. Wouldn't you feel like
live tweet it?
No,
everyone wants to live tweet everything now, though. Everything is a fucking show. Wherever you go, there's no reality left. It's crazy to me. You know, like with candid camera in the old days, the victim, would have to sign off of whether or not they wanted this to go out there. Now we don't do that anymore. We just act like, look at this fat guy. He's so fat. These fucking tweets go out all the time. Reddit had to finally say, I don't know if we can do this shit anymore.
Is it everything hate?
Yeah.
Is everything just angry and shitty?
Yes, everything just make you so pissed off that you can't live and you need to express it to everybody?
If I was this dude on this, I would ask for the flight manifest and find this woman. Or I guess you could find her through Twitter. I would fucking go to her house.
I don't think you need the flight
now we're going
manifest.
too far.
And what are you going to do? Kill her?
Burn it down.
Burn it down. Arson.
Yeah.
Really?
And then I would tweet it out to people. Look, this dumb
That's
bitch's
crosses the
house is
line.
on fire.
That crosses the line.
Look at her. She's running out. Her back's on fire. Legs are on fire.
I'm going to douse it with some Bloody Marys. You like that now? Now this is everyone's business.
Oh, boy. You're getting scary. We were having
dark.
a discussion.
Oh.
Yeah.
We were having a gentleman's
discussion.
debate.
Yeah. And now the real you came out. The real disgusting you.
And if this woman's so into live tweeting and taking pictures of these people, why wasn't she taking video of it? I mean, if this woman's all about this, take the video and then you get audio of the situation.
Now you've gone in a completely different thing. Yeah,
Well-
as a matter of fact, we have no idea if anything she's saying is true. Nothing. We're at her word. You know what I mean? That these are such horrible people that, the rest of us should act like these assholes.
I'm telling you, if I was sitting next to that couple on a plane, I'd be going nuts. I wouldn't be live tweeting it, but I would be going nuts in my head. So I don't have
we
much
don't know
sympathy.
what they were doing, though. They might have been just gritting at each other fairly quietly.
And then
this
she wrote a novel?
Yeah, she could write whatever the fuck she wants. We have no idea if there's any truth. Hey, Scott, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Ron. You've heard of itchy trigger finger. This is like itchy phone finger or Twitter finger. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago, at I think it was a Royals game, there was this woman on her phone cheating on her husband who was sitting right next to her, and these two bitches sitting behind her like took a picture of it and threw it up online, and also like passed the husband a note saying like, "Oh, your wife's like cheating on you," like, which is good. Like, I'm glad they told the husband that she was like cheating on her, but they didn't need to throw it up online. That's just bullshit.
First of all, I don't know why they needed to fucking get involved in anybody's life.
Yeah.
You don't know who those people are, what their lives are like. By the way, you also don't know if that woman's going to get home and be choked to death.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't know whether she's having an affair because it's the only fucking thing in her life that feels even slightly good because she has an abusive husband. Now, I'm not saying he is. I'm saying we don't know this. This fucking thing where we're a bunch of Amish people who get to run around and judge each other and bitch about who put their, who joined Ashley Madison or shut the fuck up. Bunch of clucking little hens in this country. I might go over to Chris Stanley's burn down the mission attitude.
Let's go.
I never even heard of this story before, did you?
No, I'd never heard of this.
Yeah, I saw it. They were actually zoomed in on this woman's phone to get what she was texting to some other dude. It was really creepy. It was some serious creep shit.
That's really intense.
And America's loving this?
Yeah, it went everywhere. I saw it. I was like, this is ridiculous. And yeah, they zoomed in on her goddamn cell phone to find this woman cheating. It's just it's a random stranger at a baseball game. Just enjoy the goddamn baseball game. The Royals are a good team. Why aren't you enjoying the game instead of concentrating on the people in front of you?
Well, I always think it's interesting because people always are wondering, like, how they would handle finding it out someone's cheating even in their personal life. Like, if you found out your friend was cheating on another friend, people are like, oh, yeah, I would obviously tell that person. But they don't think about, like, the repercussions of doing that.
I would just tell their children.
Guys, I want you to know something. It's not my place. But
you're 8 and 6 now, and maybe you could take this to your dad. But your mama's a hoe. For all we know, Freak Nasty is married. We don't know.
I'm not. I would tell you guys. Don't worry.
I thought your girlfriend was Freak Nasty.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, she could very well be married. Now that I think about it.
But yeah, let's never stop there. Let's fucking just take pictures of people and comment on the internet. I am just done with this whole fuck. Well, here's the thing: that if you like it so much, what about you just start tweeting people going into Planned Parenthood or abortion clinics, and you just take pictures of them and put it up, like, hey, if they're willing to go into a public place, let's just fucking do everything that way. I remember when a certain Baldwin brother was taking pictures of people's license plates that were in front of a gentleman's club and putting them online. And everyone thought that he was a lunatic. You could blame, But with this, these skanks, blah, blah, blah. Hey, it's our buddy Carlos. What's up?
Hello, Ronnie P.
Yeah.
Hey, in the movie The Godfather, Vito Corleone's, or Michael Corleone's mom says, when they're fighting with Carlo, she just says, just don't interfere. Don't interfere in anybody else's matters. What the fuck is wrong with people? They always got to get involved.
Here's Tyler, Maryland.
Hey, I'm a college professor down here in a small state school, and we're seeing this live tweeting and Facebook photos just destroying kids' lives when they're going to parties over the weekend. Just last weekend, we saw pictures of Chris Stanley getting double teamed by 2 black guys.
Well, see, that's the thing.
True.
Suppose, like, every time Chris Stanley goes into the bathroom, we fucking live tweet it, Maybe I stand over the stall and just take shots.
Why can't I just shit in peace? For the love of God.
I mean, at what fucking point? At what point do you fucking stop it?
Live a public life.
By the way, he really went out of his way to set up this whole premise to say Chris Stanley got tag team. He could have put that up, and I still would have went to his call. You don't have to hide it. I'm a college professor in a small town, and I think Chris Stanley's a drug centaur. See what I did there?
We got him.
I got past the screener. These fucking screeners would put anything up. We're going to Hank, who thinks the show blows. Hank. It's true. The show blows. Charlie in Jersey.
Sir, it's Vito Corleone, not Vito Corleone, you fucking ham and egg callers.
Maybe he was saying viral Corleone.
It's the new Corleone.
It's Godfather 4.
That Godfather's a good movie, huh?
Oh, so good.
God.
And 2? Have you seen 2?
Oh, going back and forth, so tense. I didn't understand any of the Italian parts, so I fast forwarded until we got to speaking English.
Boring.
Also, I think Trump told Bush to stop speaking Mexican.
Yeah, he
God.
did.
He said, stop speaking Mexican.
Oh, God, Trumpy.
It just makes me want to vote for him more and more. I can't bear the thought that he might not get in now, and I won't see what happens. I think we're going to embarrass Toronto once we have Trump running this thing. They're going to go, man, we thought we got weird. You guys took the cake.
Rob Ford's a nobody.
By the way, did anyone ever handle that better than the people of Toronto? They just went,
What are you going to do?
we'll vote him out next time. Don't worry about it. He's not going to be there another term. They refuse to be humiliated.
Yeah, the city's not going to fall apart. We'll just get rid of him.
As a matter of fact, the city was actually doing better. They said under Rob Ford. It was doing really well. It's just that, like, after 6, he started getting fucked up. Fucking 8 to 6, you can trust the guy to go in there and kick some ass. But, once it gets dark, the Eagles got to fly.
Just trust him and do a good job. Again, cell phones screwed him over. It was all cell phone
Same
footage.
thing, yeah. In the old days, you would have said, oh, somebody was drunk and sloppy at a club, but you wouldn't have seen them fucking laying on the ground with their shirt up and the two brothers struggling to pull them up off the ground.
But people would be, no, I'm serious. It was him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
all right. Okay.
Sure.
Whatever. We all get wasted. Who's to say? I think we should just start live tweeting everybody who's at a bookstore picking out advice books. Like, what's going on with them right now?
Looks like they're having problems with their career.
They need a little help in their personal life. Just fucking videotaping at AA meetings. That's quite the bottom that person has.
I started a new Instagram account, AA Exposed. It's got a shitload of followers. Got all these memes going. It's great.
Just
send them in.
Drunk and high people. That live song still has me down a little bit.
Made you sad?
Yeah.
Was it the placenta thing?
Yeah. I didn't like the placenta thing too much. That's the part that, I don't know. Is that like a shower cap for a baby? Is that what the whole thing is? Like a giant shower cap they're in? I don't know how it all works. Because I skipped health class because I had a lot of outside interest.
It fits just right on their little fontanelle so perfectly.
Little soft spot. So easy to put a thumb through. It's almost hard not to do it. Turn a little head into a bowling ball.
Get it away from me. It's too cute.
Too cute. Just want to shove a straw in there and just suck their little brains out.
I know.
Delicious little lemon-flavored brains.
I get that way with the little digits. I bite each one of them
I
off.
could bite a finger off easy. Plus, it'd be delicious. So pure, baby's fucking fat. Just like having a little rib, just sucking the fat. Now I know what cannibals are thinking, finally.
You get what they're coming from.
Not like an old person where it's like eating jerky.
Oh, yeah, that would be disgusting. I
I'd
would
still
never
do it, though, if I was a cannibal.
Yeah, if you had to.
Yeah, even just to break up some of the baby dinners I've been having.
You can't eat baby every night. You're going to get sick of it.
If you were a cannibal, what's the first thing you would eat, you think?
What?
On the body. Let's say you just ran a human down. What would you start eating?
I'm going to go thigh, inner thigh.
Inner thigh.
Soft inner thigh.
I was going to go ass, but you know what? I always finish with dessert. That's my... I gotta stop those impulses, But I bet there's parts that would be... I bet the armpit would be a lot better than you think.
Really?
Yeah. It's all sweaty and nice, and you're just in there biting.
It's marinated.
Yeah. Stewed. It's like a little stew.
I bet the cheeks would be delicious. Just carve a cheek off for yourself.
Oh, yeah. Cheek meat is supposed to be the best on anything.
I've bitten the inside of my cheek before. It was fucking fantastic. I mean, just chewing through the pain was amazing. I think I'd probably bite off the lips.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd probably make the face, nuts, and asshole into a nice scrapple loaf that I would
Perfect.
slice and fry later. I like what you're saying about the inside of the thigh, though. I bet there's some damn good meat there for cannibal.
Soft, fatty meat.
Here's the thing about cannibals, though, and even put a shirt on. You don't need, you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason at all that you should be a savage.
Yeah.
Just because that's your food. I mean, we eat cows and we dress up for it.
Yeah, of course.
What ethnic background do you think would be the most delicious? I might sound racist here, but a Swede just looks, so delicious to me.
I'm thinking maybe like a Samoan.
Oh. See, I get agita with like even Thai food, so I got to be careful with that.
I was thinking Hispanic.
Really?
Yeah. I'm saying South American, I would think would be delicious.
Because Joe's Hispanic, if you want to just try to bite him a little bit.
What
Joe,
are you saying?
Come over here.
All right.
Joe, what else are you besides Puerto Rican?
Swedish and Dutch.
Oh, actually,
You
that
know?
sounds
fusion.
pretty good.
Yeah, I love fusion. I love cannibal fusion. Here's the other thing, too. If you know, as cannibals, they seem to eat raw meat instead of, cooking.
Yeah. Why give up cooking?
That I've never understood about the cannibal people. Nor would I be like, I'm still going to eat nice.
Right.
I'd probably take a knife and fork with me wherever I went. I think the main reason they don't want us to be cannibals, they don't want to just see us eating ourselves, No one wants to look over, like on a plane, like that couple, and just see people just carving off a piece of their thigh and eating it.
That I would live tweet.
What? I was hungry.
This guy's eating his own leg.
All right, hold on. Eugene wants to talk to us. Go ahead, Eugene.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Ronnie, I'm a little disappointed that you're giving cannibals a bad name. Hannibal Lecter's a cannibal. He cooks all of his food and dresses up nicely.
Okay, Hannibal Lecter is not real, and the show's being canceled. So there it is. And I've seen him attack and bite and have blood all over his mouth before.
Yeah, didn't he bite an ear or lip or something?
An ear lip. That's what he did. The person had an ear lip, and he just bit into it.
He was just trying to remove it. He was being nice.
Yeah. By the way, did you know that Don was in the second Hannibal movie?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he play?
I believe he was what you would refer to as an extra. But remember the scene where they were down in Washington and there was like a merry-go-round and all that? He was in that scene.
Really? And is he quite visible in it?
Quite visible. He and another Sirius XM employee who shall remain nameless.
Nice.
They went down, I guess because it was right down the street. They walked around. They enjoyed. They were actually, it's one of those things when you watch extras, you can see them in one scene and then the next coming and going in the wrong direction. But most people, I guess, don't focus on the extras, but now you will.
Yeah, I mean, if you were an extra in a movie, it would have to just be your favorite movie. Like, don't you love that second Hannibal? Everyone should watch it.
What?
Some great talent in there. I was an extra once, but I don't think the movie actually got made.
What was it?
It was High Times Magazine was making a movie, but I don't know if it ever
Do you
came
remember
to
the
be.
name of it?
No, I don't. But there was a scene in a park where a giant bag of weed got like thrown up and ripped in the air and the weed went everywhere and then everyone ran to try to pick up weed. And I was in that crowd.
Was it High Times Potluck?
It was Potluck. That was it. I've never seen it.
Who's in it?
No idea. I literally just got picked off the street.
Frank Adonis and Theo Kogan are the stars.
Okay, so big.
It's big time. Big time, baby.
Oh, Jason Mewes. Jason Mewes shows up in it.
Man, I'm going to see this.
And Jackie and Tommy Chung.
Whoa. Who knew? Potluck.
Jackie who?
Martling.
Oh, when you just said Jackie, we thought we were all going to know. By the way, have you ever gotten back in touch with him?
Yeah, I'm talking with him to come in after vacation.
Well, there you have it. Potluck. It's a real movie.
Yeah. Tom G. in Houston.
Hey, Ronnie, I wanted to see if you caught that story about the black women getting kicked off the Napa Valley wine train for being loud and obnoxious. And, they're going all over the news saying, oh, they kicked us off because we're black. It's like, no, they kicked you off for being loud and obnoxious.
No, I never saw the story. What were they saying? I mean, first of all, you're on a wine train. I thought that was the whole point of drinking wine, was to get a little loud and obnoxious.
Just cut loose.
Check it out. And, they're saying, oh, they kicked us off because we're black, and it's racism. No, it would be racist if they didn't sell you the ticket to get on the train. Now, that would be completely racist. No, they just kicked them off for being an asshole.
So what you're saying, Tom, is what about the white man, right? Like, who would represent us,
Where's
right?
our wine train?
Yeah.
You know what? Anybody
Where's our Napa
obnoxious
Valley?
on the train.
Yeah.
Anybody that's obnoxious on the train.
No one ever gives no one ever picks up for the whites, but you know how hard it was to own slaves? I mean, it wasn't easy.
I'm sure it's difficult.
Have a good day, buddies.
You too. I mean, I'm all for the white man on this, I'm trying to have a nice, quiet fucking train ride.
Oh, good. I didn't know where you stood. So
Drink my juice.
Be quieter.
I mean, I'm not saying anything about it. I mean, God forbid, but they were drinking night train up there. She's like this. Tastes like strawberry. Mine tastes like a wine.
Hush.
I bought the ticket. I can talk as much as I want to.
It's not what the ticket means.
Stop the train, please.
What?
I'd like to get some more wine. I can be as loud and as obnoxious as I want to. Because I'm not white like some of these people. That had to be a great train ride.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you kick them off?
It's probably the only interesting part
let
of
me tell you something. If I'm on a train full of white people, fucking swirling and smelling and drinking wine, and they tell me we're stopping the train to kick off the only two black women, I'm like, don't do it. No one is going to see our point of view. I'd rather fucking put up with it.
Think about what you're saying for one moment.
They'll pass out soon. Let's just not be the rich white people who kick black women off a train. And I'm pregnant. We're not kicking them off the train. We'll look terrible.
Everyone sit down and just ignore it.
Scott, Panic in Detroit.
Hey, guys, love the show. Just wondering if Mike Tyson would be considered a cannibal since he bit Holyfield's ear off.
The thing about Mike, though, is he spit the ear.
Yeah, he did not
He
consume.
bit and spit. Swirled and then spit.
Got a little taste of the flavor, but...
Boys, both of them still are getting a lot of mileage out of that.
Oh,
You know, they get back together, they sign things.
Documentaries pop up.
Recently, both their wives were kicked off a Napa Valley train.
Terrible story.
I didn't know that was them.
Mike had to bite him. Had to. Gotta get a little more of that nice sweet juice. You know, you're on that Napa train already. You know what I mean? Already you're living too white of a vacation. You know, when you're driving around the Napa Valley, swirling wine, and then, and by the way, yeah, the train is beautiful. Yeah, I've seen it on the Food Network. It's stunning.
Wow,
yeah.
it's really pretty.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And you just drive around and you enjoy the beautiful country, and you drink wine, and then you throw minorities off.
It's part of the fun.
And you just do that. And, you know, you go home and watch the news. Napa Valley white people getting carried away. Oh, jeez, here we go. You know, those people have already sobered up. All we were doing was having a little bit of wine. I'd recently lost my husband. You're like, oh, shit.
God damn it.
Fucked.
They're going to close the train down.
We just wanted some peace.
Amory, get off the road, Dan. This isn't the Cloisters.
By the way, do any rich people ever talk that way? I know that's the standard way of the rich people, but I meet a lot of rich people in New York. Never met that guy.
The Hamptons are for the summer months.
Yeah, that is true. Even for poor people, though.
Yeah.
Everyone knows you don't go to the shore in the
Too
winter.
cold. The wind coming off that water.
Frank.
Yeah, Ron, back in the 60s or 70s, Nelson Rockefeller, the governor of New York, his son's plane went down, I guess, Borneo, and he was eaten by cannibals.
Yeah, they never said that he was eaten by cannibals, but he did disappear, and no one, heard from him again. But I don't know whether he was actually eaten by cannibals. They never found.
That's a big,
that's a big
leap to. Well, eaten by cannibals, I guess. Could it have been a wild animal? Nope.
The Ferguson police chief said that the officer was afraid he was going to be eaten, so he just started shooting wildly into a crowd.
Well, that's understandable.
Joe.
No, I would never eat someone.
No, because I'm with the Hobbit.
And then he used the salad fork to eat his sternum. Posh.
James, Oregon.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing, man?
Calling again.
Hey, I just want to know, where did they let these two women off? Because it's not a commuter train in New York. I mean, did they slow the train down some at least? Because there's a beginning and an end to a wine train.
I guess they had called Uber for him. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know how they got on in the first place. That was the biggest problem. That's probably all they had turned around and went, wait, what's going on here?
Pull the emergency brake.
The wine tasting is, it would be better just to stay in one place and drink all the wine there rather than go around from yard to yard.
I don't know, though. That train looked very luxurious.
The bar crawl, I don't care how fucking uptown you feel that you are, it's still a bar crawl at the end of the day.
Train crawl.
Ever heard they're doing wine tastings where you just do it from home in your house and you just talk to people online about the wines you're drinking?
I would say that's most people. That's most people's weekends now.
But this is like an official wine tasting.
Yeah, it's an official. You're a fucking wino. You're drinking alone and tweeting.
It's so bizarre.
First of all, how you all drinking the same wine at the same time?
You're supposed to. It's set up beforehand, so you all get the wine, whatever the official.
So it's
wine
mailed to
is.
you,
and then you go on Google Chats or Google Hangouts, basically a fucking chat room, and then you talk to each other about the wine, and then you look at videos of the sommelier, whoever wine it is, and then they'll tell you when to drink it or tell you facts about the wine. And now this is a online wine tasting from your.
How many people are doing it?
There'll be 20 or 30 people at a wine tasting. And
they're not at a wine tasting. They're at their homes.
Online wine tasting. The wine train's in big trouble.
There's something a little bit sad about it.
A little bit? We know drinking alone is the number one saddest thing that we have.
It's bad.
Number 2 is cancer. Number 1 is drinking by yourself.
I've had plenty of beer and whiskey tastings at my house as I talk to people online on the computer.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking fucking nuts.
That's everybody. I'll show you a text I got from a friend of ours last night.
Oh, no.
Where I'm like, okay.
Having his own little tasting?
Yeah, trying to figure it out.
Those are words. They just don't form a sentence.
I had one that was drinking and another that was pilled up.
Oh.
I can't imagine how obnoxious those chat rooms are, though.
It made me go crazy if I was reading them.
Is everyone getting saddle, leather, barnyard?
I don't know. Tastes like red wine.
What about the fruit? What are you thinking? Stone fruit?
It all tastes better to me.
Don just sent me a sales pitch, and he goes, we're aiming to get back to them no later than EOW.
Yow! Ow! Is that what Howard Dean said?
It's no later than capital E, capital O, capital W.
Yow!
That's so funny. I don't know what that means now.
Capital E. What was it?
Capital O, capital W.
Does it stand for something?
Yeah.
Too many acronyms around here. Or I guess that's a new
Could
word.
could he meant to say no later than now?
That seems rude.
Is he at a wine tasting?
No later than now.
Shit.
Oh.
He's tough but fair.
Yeah, he is.
That's got to stand for something. There's no way he said no later than now.
Let's look on Urban Dictionary. What's that tell me? The winery that also does this says that people should also have their own pairings for food. Like anyone would actually cook the food that they're supposed to pair
Yeah,
with.
you're at your house, you can have a grilled cheese. What fucking wine goes well with that?
Well, I got a cup of ramen and a bottle of Franzia. Things are looking up for me. Guess I'll hang out with my online friends.
Goes with Cheetos.
So sad. But if it works, it works. That's the important thing. This has got to be some, like, corporate speak that we're not part of.
Okay, let's try to break it down. So the sentence was, it's got to be...
we're supposed to pitch something to sales. Get back to us no later than EOW.
Every... Wait, that's like... Get back to us every...
Each
other...
Each other way.
Oh, okay. No later than each other way. Got it.
Okay. I gotcha.
Got it.
I'm just going to write back, we'd rather not do it. Because I don't know what you mean.
We're not going to have it ready by yow.
Here's Kurt in Houston. Hey, Kurt.
Hey, man. Yow!
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 EOW is end of week.
Oh. So, wait, he doesn't want to write Friday?
It's two other letters.
Actually, even an FRI is acceptable. You're going to get away with the
So
same letters.
This is just straight corporate talk?
Well, this pretty much gives you till, like, Saturday night at 12 midnight, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be working on it then.
All right, good luck.
I can't believe none of us knew that corporate speak.
No, I didn't. I've never heard that one.
That was each of way for sure.
Each of way? Get back to me by each of way.
Each and every way.
I honestly thought it was east of west, which makes no
that's
sense.
us, right?
East of west?
Aren't we all east of west?
I guess.
All the time?
That's what it should mean.
Just east of west.
Yeah.
He's a poet.
I'll just write back. We're east of west, so it's cool.
So I guess it's done.
I like it as a typo for now, though, best.
All right. Carter, our buddy Carter, wrote to us. I grew up in Napa, and holy shit, is that wine train full of old white couples. I can't imagine how uncomfortable that situation would be. The funniest part is that you're in a culinary hotspot, and they serve the shittiest food and wine.
Oh, so they're serving food on that train, too.
Yeah. Dessert on that train should just be a bottle of Geritol. It's every single white dad with a Hawaiian shirt because he's on vacation. Think of the guy that gets on the conga line in a cruise ship.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Hey, I get conga lines on cruise ships because it's my vacation. I don't want to show everybody that I can, I can fucking kick it out every once in a while.
Let loose.
Maybe the best fucking dance of all time.
Oh, yeah. Everyone can do it.
Yeah. I was in a big wedding conga line while Sympathy for the Devil played. And everybody in the whole fucking place.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's the coolest conga line I've ever heard.
Went on for a while, and the fucking shitty cover band was so exciting. They're like, fuck, conga lining this shit.
We've made it.
Ken in Kansas City.
Ronnie, long time, forever. I want to throw out all the cliches, but I'll forget about it. Look, I want to throw out to you and Pepper specifically, and I'll just be full-blown honest here. I'm an alcoholic. I'm not ashamed of it. It's what I do. But one thing that always kills me is when people who are recovering, or the guys like me who are still doing it. But the one thing that gets me is the argument
Ken,
of...
whether you're drunk or not, you got to get to a point, dude. Are you drinking now?
No, Ronnie, I'm not. I wish I was. Look, here's what I want to say to you, though. Because, look, seriously, this is real talk.
Just fucking say it.
I'm saying it. Look, if a guy's drinking alone, why does that make him an asshole? But if he's
Dude,
out drinking
I
with
wish
his
that
buddies,
you would
that makes him
fucking
okay.
drink and drive alone. Just fucking enjoy yourself. I can't stand somebody who can't get to a fucking point like that.
Where was he going?
I don't know.
Nowhere.
It's like a lunatic there. Hey, I see Chris is there. Look, not to get into something, but here's Rob coming from it. I hope you don't mind me saying it.
Not going to throw out the cliches, so I'm just going to get right to it.
See it, EOW. Hey, long time, first time. Not even going to get into all that.
Just did.
Jesus Christ. What's with the... You could hear the fucking plaid jacket on. Hey, Tony in Cleveland, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Hey, you can't make fun of that online wine tasting because it comes in handy when I'm sitting in my trailer and I need to know the proper wine pairing for my SpaghettiOs and fried bologna sandwich.
You know, to me, that's no nuttier than the wine that's paired with fucking seafood or a steak. Why don't you just fucking have your drink?
Enjoy.
I don't see other beverages that have to be fucking slipped in and out of when you're eating food.
It's a
Let me
scam.
take that Coke away from you and hand you this iced tea. You're having corn on the cob right now.
You're going to want something a little bit more mild.
Am I?
This
Can't we
lemonade's really going to stand up to this next dish.
If I was doing the wine tasting online, I would just go like this at a point. Look, I'm just going to start drinking. I can't fuck around with this anymore. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
I've kicked into overdrive.
See you guys, EOW.
I'm looking at my ex-wife's Facebook right now, so I'm kind of feeling bad about myself.
Probably going to message her.
But you're right, this is pretty earthy.
You fucking happy now, huh? With your new husband? You fucked up everything. Call me.
You're missing this online wine tasting right now.
I love you so much, and you don't give a shit. I'm going to come over there and kill you and the kids.
What?
And then stack you like firewood. I can't live without you. I can't live knowing that you guys are happy. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Larry. You're on Bennington.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I just want to see what you thought about Michael Vick possibly signing with the Steelers.
I think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to Pittsburgh.
Time to fire Ben.
Yeah, he's out. He's done. The preseason stuff, who can tell? Who can tell?
I'm trying to stay away from everything that's happening. I don't want to get...
I'm too excited.
Were you watching last night, the Bucks game?
No, what happened?
There was nothing, but I found myself watching the Bucks Bengals for whatever reason.
How did the kid look?
Winston ran in touchdown. So that was like 6 for 7 for like 70 yards. It's nothing like it was not crazy impressive, but he didn't fuck up. But you can't tell. It's impossible. Mariota's the same way.
You're never going to do sports radio. You're never going to do sports radio.
He didn't fuck up.
Ladies and gentlemen, he did not fuck up. Jeff in Little Rock.
Hey, Ron, I was just calling to let you know I'm starting this new online thing. It's an online orgy. Just stay home and fuck yourself.
Well, I think that's happened since the very beginning of the internet.
That's what it was made for.
Yeah. The story that Emma told yesterday, that she went into a lesbian room pretending, or into a chat room, pretending that she was a guy talking to a girl who turned out to be a guy. And then the dude said, I want to just do it anyway. This is the best fucking story I ever heard in my life.
Well, why not?
And she didn't even see the wackiness in it. She was just staring back at me like, why do you find this so interesting?
Has that happened to you?
I like the reasoning there. Like, we're clearly into the same stuff. The other stuff isn't important.
It's love. Love conquers all. Everything else is fluid.
I love hearts, not parts.
What's the story about the elderly twins who want to sail around the world?
I'm obsessed with these dudes. This is two 85-year-old twins.
Yeah.
Who are now searching for a crew of men and women to set sail with them for at least 2 years, in which they would like to die aboard their vessel and be buried at sea. Because they want to spend the rest of their days at sea. I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
I definitely would want to make the documentary. I don't think I wouldn't want to go out there and, be the person in charge of chucking them off the side, though.
But it sounds like a movie. It's incredible. It actually sounds like a Wes Anderson movie.
It does make a weird kind of sense, though, like you end your life doing something that you've enjoyed your whole life.
Exactly. And they're cool because they're not doing it out of regret. They're not like, oh, we didn't live a good life and let's make the best of the last 2 years. They're like, this is how we like to live.
I got a better idea for them. They do an old school Evel Knievel jump. The last thing they do, they're just real old going down a ramp. They know they're not going to make it. Everybody's there going fucking crazy. Or they could just do the ski ramp thing. They could just be flying down.
I think the thing that is kind of awesome is, could you imagine being one of these crew members and you're at like year 3, year 4, like these guys are really healthy. We signed up. We thought that this was going to be 2 years.
Them. I'm just going to shove them off on top of a whale and see what happens. Yeah, I see nothing wrong with going out on your pins that way. I actually think that's going to be the future of this whole deal, too. I think people are going to be much... There was this design that was done. It was up on the iBank, but this was like months ago. And it was a death roller coaster. A guy had designed a roller coaster that would kill you.
Right.
And it was for people who wanted to go out with an amazing thrill. Just like, yay! I don't know what happens when it goes so fast it snaps your neck.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with G-force, where it's like more than the body could handle.
G-force was my old nickname for Chris Stanley, though.
Really?
I love that nickname. It killed you through...
Then the thing we started calling him G-farts, and he hated that.
It's like, I know I'm very flatulent, but come on. It killed you through lack of oxygen to the brain.
Oh, so you probably are going to get a high as well, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. The euthanasia coaster.
How long is the ride? Well, how long is the line first?
I mean, I don't have much time, and
go ahead, cut in front of me. Started to be a little nervous about this. Is there going to be any free wine on this euthanasia coaster?
Ma'am, we're going to have to remove you from the line.
I just got off a train. Give me 2 bottles to go with. So look at this thing. It's
ridiculous.
It's just tilt after tilt after tilt. Why don't they just have it like when you go down to the bottom of the first, big turn like that, you're just going into a bunch of spikes.
Perfect. I think the idea is pain free, but
guillotine does the same thing.
Or just have a short wire. Yeah. So you're coming down and everybody just gets hit neck high. And all the heads spin off.
Yeah, the only problem is I'm so short. I'd be the only one who lived that coaster.
But you like the idea of this, right?
I think it's really cool. Yeah, I think
fishing.
I think it's cool. Like they're 2 brothers who like going on this journey together, and then they're like meeting all these young people. Like, who wants to come aboard our death ship? It's kind of cool.
Well, Hard Rock Johnny is going to do it with crabbing.
Okay,
he has decided.
Perfect.
Just to go. Him and his brother are going to be in a very small dinghy. They're going to crab for a while. They get a slice on the boardwalk.
Okay.
Nice.
Perfect.
Johnny, don't do it. Don't kill yourself.
How did you guys know what we were planning? No, I was actually thinking the other way. I mean, I might go on this trip because we got some really good crab bait.
Oh,
Johnny.
You can't crab with human beings.
Why? Crab eat chicken. I'm sure they eat human.
Johnny, you're out of your mind.
You so crazy.
Crazy with a K.
That looks like a nice boat to go out on, though. The Peacemaker looks beautiful.
Peacemaker is the beautiful vessel that they have.
Is that it? Let's take a look at the
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's absolutely like a 3-mast sailboat. Right? 3 masts.
Gigantic. They must be very, very wealthy.
Looks like the boat from Captain Ron. It's pretty nice.
I don't know whether you saw Captain Ron.
After the end.
After the end. I didn't watch it after the end.
He knows one boat. He's like, it's like a Captain Ron situation over there.
You must be the Captain Ron.
Oh, yeah, you're probably Captain Ron.
Johnny, I can't picture you going out on a boat for more than 6 hours. How long? That would be the thing. I'd rather drown than go around the world in a boat.
I would totally. I think the longest I've been out was we went. Actually, it was one of the more peaceful days I can remember. It was 2001. It was September 17th.
Oh Jesus!
And we went out. We went tuna fishing, and we were out for 23 hours, and it was just nice to be away from everything that was constant, at that time frame. So it was 23 hours out in a boat was amazing.
Yeah, I think that's what most of us remember from that September is tuna fishing.
Listen, you know what I remember, but just getting away from it for a little bit was not a...
Sounds like a long time.
It was. It was
Sounds
nice
like you had a hoot.
Yeah. I remember I kind of did the same thing. It was the September 12th, but I had checked into a Marriott with 2 hookers and a giant bundle of Coke just to get away from it for a while.
While a nation mourned.
Yeah.
Some you time.
Yeah. Just woke up caked in blood. Don't know what happened.
Just really wanted to put everything into perspective.
Yeah.
Make you a bad person.
That thing looks like the Bounty, not like Captain Ron. I just want you to see Captain Ron's boat while you're tapping away over there. You should be able to see it. And look at the difference.
That's a lot smaller, huh?
Yeah.
Captain Ron's boat looks like shit compared to the Peacemaker.
If you scroll down a little more, they have pictures of the bridge and the mess. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous teak wood. I mean, it's amazing.
What do you mean the mess? These 2 old guys shit themselves?
Oh, the mess.
Guess this is happening soon then.
Just act like you didn't notice. I would go out and be their crew. I just couldn't listen to the old stories.
That would be the worst part.
Greta Garbo was probably the greatest actress ever.
Oh, boy.
Sure.
This thing, if you read a little bit, it does sound a little suspicious because they have a friend named Felix, and it's in quotes, who's in his 60s, and he's one of 20 brokers involved in a $4 billion deal involving Venezuelan bonds. And when the deal comes through, he's going to pay for the boat for them.
Yeah, that's great.
I got that same email, but it's from another country.
I like to just fucking draw and quarter both these guys, see if they can make it. Johnny, you're down at the beach right now?
I'm not. I'm at work, sitting at my desk.
What are you going down all next week?
Gonna go on Thursday till Sunday, and then go back again Friday through Monday, or Thursday through Monday for the long weekend.
You're just kind of on just a half work schedule right now.
That's it. I get a lot of vacation, and I use it day at a time when I go down the shore.
I know a lot of people over at the Hard Rock says they haven't been able to get a cheeseburger since June.
God.
The place is just pretty much taking it easy. I know that the city's so empty right now. A cab from my house was $1.75. I mean, it was just like 1930.
Just shot here.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding. Where I was walked out and I was smoking the other day. This is right after I work, and a cab just pulls up and asks me if I want to get in. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. I just throw the rest of the cigar out and just jump in. I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
He's desperate.
I just like the idea that he was looking.
Mm-hmm.
I go, just drive around a couple blocks. I got to go back up there anyway. Just drive around the block a couple times. All right, Johnny. Talk to you later, buddy.
Later, kids.
Why don't we take a break here? We can't be fucking around all day. We got to do something by EAL. This is Bennington.
You're listening to Bennington on Raw Dog 99, Sirius XM's Comedy Club.
Who you picking to be in the Super Bowl this year, Chris?
Patriots, Giants.
Eagles, Giants.
Well, they're in the same division.
I meant Eagles, Patriots. Damn it.
Well, you're both wrong. Gail, you actually even more wrong than Chris, though. But
things are going to change.
Going to the Super Bowl this year is going to be Tito's Vodka. Now,
how?
Yeah, how did it even happen? How was a man able to, as a one-person company, be able to take on the world? Tito Beverage started this vodka in his kitchen. Now look at it. It's probably the best-known vodka in America today. You see it in every club, every bar, every liquor store. And why? The same reason I believe they're going to win the Super Bowl. Quality. Quality.
And that running game.
There's no running game in vodka, Chris. It's just a wonderful, great taste.
That's their secondary.
You're getting a little hung up on the Super Bowl analogy. I don't want you to
You
do
did
that.
bring it up, though.
Well, I'm trying to make bets here.
Yeah, I brought it up to bring it up and then drop it. You know, to reach out there, grab the home listener, and I'm like, Super Bowl. And then as soon as I had their attention, I went into what I was talking about. Tito's vodka. But you have to say something that's going to grab them. Sometimes I'll just say naked breast.
Oh. Right.
And then I go into my pitch. In this case, I said Super Bowl. You'll see that it works. Stanley's still following it.
Yeah.
Saying stuff like the secondary, draft pick, fantasy. I think Tito Beverage. I kind of, this sounds crazy right now. I wish he was running for president. Because what he was able to do with his own company of going from a one-man band to having this brand that's known everywhere in the country, admired by people everywhere in the country. That's everything that Americans want. That's what we dream about. Being able to come up with an idea in your house, turn it around, and give back to society. Give society something beautiful. Tito Beverage, 2016, whether it's for the presidency or the Super Bowl. I'll take either one right now. Click track.
Tito's handmade vodka is distilled 6 times from 100% corn and is naturally gluten-free.
Distilled.
Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, songs, and more. 40% alcohol by volume, handcrafted to be savored responsibly.
Joey Jojo on guitar.
Thank you.
You can read an article that Joey did. It's up on the iBank today. What's it entitled, Joe?
Oh, okay. So this tech company in China they're hiring.
Before you do that, I'll tell you what the title is. Chris, read the title.
Howard Kremer is the king of all things summer.
Okay.
Oh
so,
yeah, that one too. I put a few of them on there.
Well, what's the latest one?
Well, the latest one, Howard Kremer, is an interview I did.
That's the one that we're talking about. If I said Paul McCartney and I said, you have a new song out, and he goes, yes, it's called I Want to Hold Your Hand. And it's very exciting. We're just 4 lads from Liverpool doing our best. So look, it's up there right now. And you basically gave it the who, what, where, and why.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And why are they calling summer? It's
kind of his lifestyle movement. Summer, have a summer. It's kind of the slogan.
Oh, wait, I did hear about that a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing this series for the last about 5 years.
Yeah, he said we're having a summer.
Yeah, and that's how he signed off with me, too. I was like, hey, you have a summer, even though it's about to be autumn. Or autumn, as I'm starting that movement myself.
I can't begin to tell you how irritating you are.
Damn it.
Stuff just takes longer with you than it ever should.
Chris, did you feel like you finally have a little brother?
Finally. But I snap at him a lot, so I guess that's what would happen.
Do you really snap at him?
No.
Sometimes.
What's he snap at you for, Joe?
I don't know. A lot of things. I got
Do
stuff
you know
big
why?
brothers.
You know why?
Why?
He's jealous because you get all that pussy. That's
what it is. You get
Freak
that
nasty.
Here we go. See the playwright.
That's so disgusting. Hey, I just saw something on one of these vintage New York type websites. Do you guys ever remember the TV show The Odd Couple?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
All right, when you go back and watch the title sequence, the theme and all that, right? One of the very last shots is Oscar is looking into a topless bar. It's like got a little, and he's just like staring into a top, and the other guy wants him to keep moving. And that bar is Toasties, the little place that everybody here goes to lunch. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so depressing for some reason.
I know.
Soul crushing.
On what part depresses you?
Well, just that it's a Toasties. I mean, that's so sad.
It's sadder here that this is where everyone in this place eats.
Everyone in this entire building.
Everyone that you want to go out to eat, meet you at Toasties. I'm like, no.
I hear Toasties being said a lot in the hallway.
But wouldn't it have
I've
been so
never
much
had a
better
Toasties.
if we all just went out to a topless bar?
Oh man,
Yes.
wouldn't that be great?
We go get lunch at the strip club.
I hope it's still called Toasties.
Toasties. That's for guys with foot fetishes. Yeah, it was sent to me yesterday. I was cracking up. Literally, I started to crack.
No.
Oh no, dear God,
Started to
are
come
you
apart.
okay?
Yeah. Did you say you were all gay?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Now I'm starting to worry. But we'll have to watch for that now. We'll have to watch to see that opening and see if you can see Toasties. But isn't that funny that just this neighborhood was, titty bars back in the fucking day? Who would have thought that the world would have been less sexual as time went on instead of more?
I know, and less gritty.
Less gritty. But yeah, who would have thought that the dystopia would be so clean?
Ugh.
Yeah, everyone had that society would just slowly just crumble, and then criminals would take over.
Well, when Escape from New York went out, everybody thought it was a documentary at the time. Everyone was like, yep.
That's what it's like.
Probably going to happen. And it should have been like he goes to New York and just really can't afford to be there and has to take roommates.
So expensive.
Although, if you look around here, Joe's the only one with roommates. Does Dan have roommates?
He has one roommate.
Well, he's doing very well.
Right?
Who's his roommate? Is it a famous comedian?
It's a guy he went to high school with, so I guess not.
Is it a lover? Because there's no judgment.
One room?
No lover.
The love is gone?
Is the love gone? He says yes.
Ask him if he's having a summer.
Hey, are you having a summer? He goes, yeah.
Good.
This is the best way to get to Dan if you need to talk to him. Fastest way.
Ging, ging, ging. Yeah, it is. It's easier to Dan slow move over, go like, and then he does that. No, yeah, no. Yeah, I guess so.
He wants me to tell you guys, no. Yeah. No.
I hope we can bring that strip club back.
I honestly don't even know. I've only been here 3 years. I don't even know where to find a strip club here in New York. I know there's one in Times Square. That's it.
Well, no, there's on the west side.
West Side has a lot of them. Brooklyn has some.
I'll check
Pumps.
it out.
I know that one's pretty popular.
Is the one that's under the 59th Street Bridge, is that gone?
It's gone, yeah.
That place I used to walk by, it just stunk of chlorine.
Was that a Scores, that one?
Scores.
Yeah.
Scores. And there used to be a bunch right over the bridge on the Queens side, but even that's getting nice now. Like there used to be like 4 or 5 strip clubs directly over the bridge, and they all closed down.
Well, people aren't that interested anymore.
I feel like there was always like a lot on the line of the BQE too. Like looking down, you used to be able to see a lot of them, and now
I think people
all
prefer
gone.
cam girls.
Didn't you used to dance there for a couple of summers? That was your first job?
Yep.
Oh, we're doing this bit on Labor Day. We should play it before Labor Day because we're off next week. Let's play it on Labor Day, but one day next week.
All right.
And all the comedians are telling their first jobs, and it's fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Tom Rhodes is so damn funny. Well, I don't want to just pick out people, but Bert Kreischer had us in tears. I mean, we were seriously Cry laughing.
I was crying.
There wasn't one person who talked about their first job that didn't have his laugh. Listen to some of these names that we got: Doug Benson, Gary Goldman, Chris Gethert, Tony Hale, Seth Herzog, Susie Essman, Rich Voss, Bonnie McFarlane, Jason Nash, Tommy Johnigan, Tommy Pope. Mark Norman is an incredibly funny man. Todd Glass. Todd Glass might be one of my favorite people.
I love Todd Glass.
Mike Vecchione, Judah Freelander. We got Emma Willman yesterday. Tommy Pescatelli, who we all love. Joe List, we all love. This thing is so damn funny. I couldn't believe
It's
it.
hilarious. And we all share a little something about ourselves.
Oh, yeah, we all tell our first jobs. Chris got confused. He gave out his first blowjob.
That's what you guys meant, right? Shit.
But we thought getting, not giving. That's what surprised us.
That's what was the weird part.
Colbert has announced that his first week of guests. Colbert goes out of his way just to leak a little bit.
Yeah.
But Amy Schumer is going to be on first week.
Good.
Hopefully stopping guns. Who else is going to be out there, Chris?
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla.
He's your favorite person in the world.
Yeah, I love Elon. He's going to save this planet.
I don't think I've ever seen him on a talk show before. I've seen him like on a 60 Minutes interview.
Yeah, it's the only time I've seen
And
him.
he seems to talk very quietly like this.
He would.
And perhaps we're not the only planet of life. Perhaps I can get there in a battery car.
He's got the CEO of Uber, Travis Kalanick.
I don't even know who that guy is.
I heard he's really strange. Like he doesn't even have a home. He just stays at other people's places.
Stays in other people's Uber cars.
Exactly.
Interesting. Yeah. That's what I would do too if I was him.
Toby Keith is going to be performing some music.
Wasn't he the father on Family Affair?
No, he was not.
But he was too.
I need Baz to yell. That's Brian Keith. It's very hard not to have the same old references.
And Stephen King will be at the end of the week.
Stephen Nut King. Stephen King. Is he still writing, or did he stop? Did he finally stop?
No, I think you can't stop him.
Yeah, he's still writing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I remember before he said he was going to. I mean, he was writing so much, I just had to run him over in my car. I'm like, I can't take this.
That was you?
I was too scared. I go, I don't want you to write another scary book.
It's for everyone's good.
And he can't stop. And he won't stop. Chris, what's the big story that you said you wanted to chat to us about?
Okay. And it's kids are going back to college this week. And
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And at Old Dominion.
Your kids? I didn't know you had kids.
I guess you're going to be crying dropping them off, huh?
Empty nest, huh?
Can't
Empty
deal with
net
it.
is more like it.
So at Old Dominion, one of the frats had signs up for the everyone had signs up for the parents dropping their kids off, saying "Rowdy and fun. Hope your baby girl is ready for a good time. Freshman daughter drop off. Go ahead and drop off mom too."
Oh God!
So what's happened?
Everyone's freaked out, and the frat's been
they've been what?
Been suspended for these 3 signs.
For their naughty signs.
As they were asking people to bang their daughters and wives as they drove into the school. Being the most obnoxious, shittiest people alive.
You don't think this is overreacting? You don't think that this is just a good, fun joke? Like, if I was dropping my daughter off at this school and I saw a frat doing this, I'd be like, oh, these college pranksters, they're so unfunny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that I think is more important is like how fucking unfunny and dumb it is.
But this seems like the kind of thing that could have been today, 1985, 1965, 1955. I don't feel like this is anything more than college hijinks.
These guys never update their material. There's the same dude. The frat dude is the same dude they've been making over and over and over. They just keep remaking them. I don't know how.
But why is that a bad thing? That is just a type. So what?
The worst.
But see, this is the thing. You could easily say the same thing about the arty kid, right? Well, we don't want to bully the arty kid that fucking has the... Why bully the frat kid? These are just fucking dumbass dude bros. There's a place in life for them.
There's plenty of places for them.
Yes.
Most places are for them.
Okay, but that's because that is the regular dumb guy thing. Doesn't mean you have to do it, but at the same time, is this really dangerous, what
It's
we've
not
done here?
dangerous. It's more dull.
I know, but so why suspend them for being dull?
I guess the suspension is too far. I mean, anything is too far. I think that kind of stuff is best ignored.
It's blown up online, and that's why these guys are getting suspended. But what really annoyed me was to go ahead and drop off mom too. If
Why did that annoy
if I
you?
was dropping my daughter off with my wife,
like you're gonna do this
what
week.
The fuck?
Here's what, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't bring my wife and daughter to them. I would drive by and I'd go, frats are still stupid. I mean, Animal House was about 1962. And they did shit like this.
I think the best way to handle it is to actually have the dad come to the door. I've brought my wife to you, so what's going to happen? It's a party or what? I'm going to be filming. You ready to go? What do you need to do? Come on, big guy.
Is that a beer pong table back there?
I mean, seriously, if they put up ass or grass, nobody rides for free, it'd be the same thing. It's fucking nothing to get upset about. You guys just hate dude bros so much. And yet, if someone makes fun of hipsters, both of you are like, why can't you just let those people be? A frat guy is a thing. It belongs in this country.
Enjoy.
Yes.
It's the whole country.
You don't have to join them.
Don't
As
enjoy
a matter of fact, they go out of their way not to let people in their group.
I lucked out because the school I went to didn't have that kind of element. There was no fraternities, but I knew people who went to schools like that and visited schools like that. And the first time I went to a frat party when I was a freshman, I was visiting a school in Jersey, and we got there and somebody had asked the guy a question like, oh, so like this is your frat and these are your frat brothers. And the guy said, we don't disrespect our fraternity by calling it a frat. Would you call your country your cunt? I just turned to my friend like...
I literally got that same line when I was being recruited.
Did you really?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, verbatim.
And I was like, okay, we've had enough fun. Let's go. These guys are fucking weird. And he was dead serious. Like,
now, was your guy serious too, or was he having fun with it?
Yeah, because I said, oh yeah, so what's your frat about? And he goes, whoa, 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 whoa. It's fraternity. You wouldn't call your country your cunt, would you? I was like, I
have though.
I've done that before.
I did it when I was in Europe.
What country are you from?
I just don't. Why do you guys? I don't mind you hating people.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Because I say the same thing to Anthony. Go ahead and hate who you want to hate, but why do you want to shut down the frat because they put up a cheesy, you guys being offended by this reminds me of when Christians are offended by Halloween. You don't have to join in. This has nothing to do with you or anyone else. It's their frat. They put up some cheesy, dumb signs. So what?
It's not so much offense as it makes my eyes roll so hard that I feel like they're going to fall out.
I get that. I mean, you could say the same thing about a fucking sitcom on TV. They're shitty, but I don't want to shut them down. Why not just let the frat guys hang out with the frat guys? The good thing is they're not going to your fucking parties. It makes it perfect for everybody.
Works out.
Yeah.
Segregation forever.
Self-segregation, though. That's the difference. They self-segregate. They go, we're fucking dipshit dude bros. Who do we want to hang out with? Other dipshit dude bros. So what?
Well, they don't see themselves as dipshits. They think
so what?
It annoys me because they're dipshits.
But if you guys were frat guys and you were sitting around talking about art majors the same way, you would say those guys are dicks. They have nothing to... Imagine that you were saying this about gays instead of fucking frat guys.
I wouldn't.
If we're going to be, all about accepting. What do you fucking care? This goes back to what we were talking about early. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. Jason in Wisconsin.
Hey, yeah, I was at a bar with some frat guys, and they were all on a frisbee golf team. And we ended up getting into a fist fight because I called frisbee golf frothing. They said that was disrespecting their sport, so it must be an epidemic.
Frothing?
Frothing. That's the name for frisbee golf, froth.
Now, did you actually get into a real fight over it?
Oh, this was fisticuffs.
The old fisticuffs, eh?
Yeah. What school was this?
This was in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Just doesn't seem like something worth getting in a fight about, but here's Brian in Atlanta.
Hey, guys, what's happening? So, story along similar lines, 1997, University of South Carolina, me and my buddies, we lived in a complex of lofts, and one of my roommates, his sister, was joining a sorority that day, and he let us know that they would be holding an event in the dormitory adjacent to our complex. Lo and behold, we get outside on the porch. They are lined up single file over 1,500 yards, walking into this dormitory in their cocktail dresses to do their little rush event for the 20 or so different sororities. So we grabbed a case of beer, started verbally judging them from afar. It was quite the experience. I know Gail is going to hate me now, but it was one wild afternoon.
I don't hate. I don't hate.
I don't see the reason for it, to be totally honest with you. They were doing their fucking scene. Again, if we stood outside of a gay bar and mocked everybody that went through, we would be terrible people.
Yeah.
But if we mock everybody going to a sorority thing, we're somehow cool.
Yeah, but isn't that great? I mean, I think they partake in mocking. I think it's all in good fun, too. I mean, that's part of it. It's like, that's the great thing about being able to say, oh, I think that's lame.
Right. So when you have the Westboro Baptist Church yelling shit as people are going through, then that's why we're all saying, oh, yeah, freedom of speech is fucking fantastic. It's so weird to see who is still okay to fucking treat like shit. I know, poor Joe, you tried to get into the frat?
No, I turned it down after I heard that line. That was literally the line. That
You're saying you turned it down as if they made it offer to you to be in the fraternity, and you said no.
They did. They said, we'd like you to join. They were starting this chapter at the University of Minnesota, and then that line kind of put me off towards it, so I didn't do it.
Then you spent all your time smoking weed?
Smoking that grass and giving that ass, not all the time. But frat boys, they come up with like cool nicknames.
Yeah.
Schmitty.
Yeah.
Flounder. Worm.
These are all good.
Baby.
Baby?
I'll just go by my frat friends. Baby, Schmitty, Flounder, and Worm.
Pinto.
Pinto. You know Pinto.
Yes, these are Animal House that you're doing right now. This is Animal House. All right, so that went nowhere. Coming up in just a couple moments. Last year was the summer of Joe Machi, and this year is the after summer of Joe Machi, the Bennington Show. They call him the young Ronald Reagan in comedy. They also call him comedy's most handsome man. Joe Machi is here.
The vault is returned.
The vault is back. The handsome vault.
The handsome vault.
You know, Joe Machi has such skin that it's as smooth as what I like to call Trump butter.
Mm-hmm.
The new Donald Trump butter that's out.
That is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me.
You know, first of all, here's the thing, Joe. You've been so busy since the summer of Joe Machi that we barely even get you back in New York anymore.
I'm barely here, but I am back this morning I decided, you know what? No one has been mean to me on the internet in a while. I gotta get back on satellite radio. I did Rich and Bonnie's show.
Yeah.
This morning I walked into the Comedy Cellar last night. Rich Voss says, "Hey, what are you doing at 7:30 in the morning, and obviously nothing, because I wouldn't be a comedian if the answer to that was anything. And he's like, well, you're doing my show.
Yeah.
As long as no one famous walks in between now and then. So I'm back on the air. We're going to make this happen. Buckle your seatbelts, Sirius XM satellite people.
How did it go with Voss and Bonnie today?
I wasn't at the top of my game, and I appreciate people on the internet letting me know that, because it would be bad if I went home feeling okay about myself.
Right.
I don't want that, and it's good that people are, people who I will never meet,
can judge you.
Keep you humble.
I don't. When I get a bit of an ego, it can be unpleasant.
But we have a different kind of listeners. This is the love show.
Oh, good.
Okay, and
the handsome vault is back.
The handsome vault is back. But ladies are crazy about Joe Machi.
I can't blame them.
Yeah.
I got this Trump butter skin.
You know what? It is. It's fantastic. Put up a picture of the Trump butter. There it is right there. Now, I know, can you see if that looks like Donald or not?
I thought it looks kind of cat-like.
Okay, so it's like,
I see what they're saying.
But to be fair, he's cat-like.
Yeah, he
so
is.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Well, he's fast.
Yeah.
He's incredibly fast.
His reflexes are incredible.
Always lands on his feet.
He's died 8 times.
One more. That's all he gets.
Careful.
Yeah, remember that JFK had died 8 times before his last one.
That's true.
Or at least 8 Kennedys had died before. I don't know.
It's hard to.
They seem to be a sickly family.
I know that he got the last rites a lot of times.
Yeah. But you've got to be somewhat excited about the summer of Donald Trump now.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
Anyone who, I think Americans are refreshed by any time a politician seems to put no thought whatsoever into anything that comes out of their mouth. They're like, yes.
Yeah.
He's like I am when I am drunk.
Well, you talk about mean tweets. This is already over the news. He did a mean tweeting day today to all the other candidates, which is just hysterical. I mean, the stuff that he said with, he's just smack talking Lindsey Graham, whoever it happens to be.
The playbook is gone.
Yeah,
and we are doing WWE style presidential politics now. And I think, we're going to be better for it.
Now, this, and by the way, it's the first time that I've actually enjoyed an election in many, many years. But I want to talk about the handsome vault. We were talking about frats earlier. He grew up in State College, Pennsylvania. Now, it's a beautiful town, but it's actually called State College. It's named after the college.
They got money to build a university in Pennsylvania from the government, and they put it right in the middle of Pennsylvania. But the problem with that was there was nothing there. So they named the town State College so dumb people could go to school there and find it.
It's really a gorgeous town.
It's like if you took a picture of State College from the air, it would look like the Hidden Valley salad dressing bottle.
It's true. It really is true.
Looks so
now,
ranchy.
The thing is, you're like, oh my God, this would be a great place. And then you'll drive around at night and you'll see, kids throwing up on the street. So
lots of urinating.
Yeah, there's a lot of public urination. But the people who live there have this really sweet kind of Mayberry lifestyle.
That's what people said in the news after that whole terrible thing that happened, which I don't think we even need to say. Really, I mean, we don't have to rehash history.
I'll sum it up: 20 years of kid rape. Just 20 years of kid rape.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for putting it so politely, but like we have our share of big city problems. I mean, there's not going to be any Law and Orders film there, but we have the occasional murder. I don't mean to brag, but people have been murdered at the town I'm from.
All right, look at the town though. Back up, Chris. Not that. Put the pictures, the images there.
Oh,
look how just
beautiful. Yeah, so quaint.
It actually is one of my favorite autumn places in the world. It's just gorgeous.
Oh, it's glorious. And that unicorn is not usually there. He only comes around once in a while.
Glorious.
Old Rusty.
Hi, everybody. It's wonderful here. Rusty. But the college kids, now I remember that, there was a movie about the college kids not liking the locals, right? Remember in the 1970s, and they were riding around on bikes and stuff like that. You know,
Right.
look, Dennis Quaid.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in it.
I know exactly what you mean. I just can't remember the name of the title.
But did you have trouble with the college kids when you were growing up?
You know, not really. I had trouble with the college kids when I was in college. More likely, it's like we did not see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Like what? What was the big difference?
I didn't like my roommate. I lived in the dorms for a little while,
Yeah.
and one of my old roommates would bring, he was kind of a player, and he would bring, girls over. And when you're in a dorm room, you have a twin bed on one side, 2 feet, and a twin bed on the other side. And, look, I don't need to be reminded of that guy's social life. And like, who are these girls that are like, oh, hey, look at that really hot, handsome Vault who's asleep with his book open. Let's just have intercourse.
So it was awkward for you. It was awkward.
Yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't really want to go to college, and if I had it to do over again, I probably wouldn't have. And if there's any advice that I can give anyone that they can't go wrong on, it's don't go to college. It's not worth it. But like I got through it, and who knows what I'd be doing if I didn't. I'd probably be the president.
So Joe Machi is the only person doing the "Don't stay in school" kids speech.
Don't go to college. Too many people go to college in this country. Too many people go to college for stuff.
Well, that's because it's so cheap, and the kids get to. I like when my interns, when they're seniors, are like, "Is there anything opening?" I'm $100,000 in debt, and I'm like, "How can you be in debt now and I'm not?" Doesn't make sense to me. It seems crazy to come in young, but they have to get a corporate job as fast as they can because the debt load is crushing them.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was Obama who actually paid off his student loans like just before he became president.
Right.
It was not long before. He paid it off with his like best-selling book or
That's
something.
a good thing because being the president won't pay off student loans.
Yeah, there's not a lot of money in that, but after, the books tours do very, very well. I don't even know if you know about a lot of those books thing, but when a congressman writes a book, when they go out to speak in places, those people, like the corporation that they talk in front of, will buy 2,000 books and hand them out. So that's the way you get to be a bestseller, not by having human beings go out and buy the book, by having big corporations buy books and store them in the corner.
Yeah, because even the title, The Audacity of Hope, doesn't make sense. Like, the whole point of hope is that it's audacious. You're just repeating yourself at a certain point.
Jay wants to throw in a nightmare college story because that's Joe Machi's latest thing.
Bring it on, Jay. I'm with you, brother.
Don't stay in school.
Roommate, he was from the good side of the bad side of Flint, Michigan, is what his quote. But he loved the show DuckTales so much he scheduled his classes around it. And when the local TV station that aired the cartoon DuckTales changed when they had it on, instead of rescheduling his class, he dropped them. So he was taking 3 credit hours to sit in his dorm and watch DuckTales.
Well, it's a hell of a show.
It's a great show. It's a great song.
Yeah. All right, so that I think is a little easier than your roommate that was.
Yeah, I mean, one, that's his life. He's not interfering with you necessarily. You didn't see him naked. I would hope.
See, the thing is,
He really liked DuckTales.
Joe Machi roomed with Bob Guccione Jr. and it was a forum letter the whole time that he was in.
Yeah, and plus, the classes, you go in there and there's 400 kids and it's being taught by a grad student.
Right.
And then you get the bill and you're like, what is this 4, and then you go back to your car and there's a parking ticket, and then you go back to your home and there's a letter that you need to pay more money, and then you look at the newspaper and the tuition has gone up, and you're like, am I getting my money's worth? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but most jobs that you do, college doesn't prepare you for. You learn the first 2-3 months that you're there.
Yeah.
And that we're just wasting time sitting in schools and cut my mic if you're not happy with this, but we're fertile at that time. And they're talking about this boring study that nobody cares about. And meanwhile, I'm going back and my roommate's watching DuckTales and everyone's in debt. Nothing's going right. I don't get it. Like,
SiriusXM does not condone the opinions of Mr. Joe Machi. Please stay in school.
The handsome vault.
The handsome
does
vault.
not condone school.
Well, here's the thing. They started telling us about college when we were really little kids. They're like, if you're like in first or second grade and you're like, they would say, like, you're not going to be prepared for college. I go, I don't even think I'm prepared for third grade. That we're going so fast right now, I can't keep up.
Yeah. They were constantly bringing that up. Like when you're really little, like, what are you going to do when you go to college? Well, we've got a while.
College is like the government's wedding for little girls.
Yeah,
like
right.
They're like, you got to get married, and it's going to be, he's got to buy that diamond's got to be 2 months' salary.
Yeah,
and you have to have 200 people, and you can't have pork medallions. You have to have lobster, and that's what college is.
Yeah.
It's like they try to get you when you're young, like the Hitler Youth, and then they try to. I shouldn't have said that last part.
But college is Hitler Youth. That's all it
definitely.
is. Yeah,
but like we'll get them when they're young. We'll make them spend a whole bunch of money on stuff they don't need. And then they go out into the real world and they have no idea how to do anything.
I've never thought that anybody has hit it this better by saying, though, because I've always hated that they start to tell a little girl about their dream wedding when they get older, but they do tell kids about their dream college.
Yes.
And how you have to get in. And I was up near Columbia the other day when people were coming into college, and so many of them were it's Columbia. And it was their third choice at best. You know what I mean? Like these really smart Asian kids, one at Harvard, one at Yale. They got Columbia, and they're like, "This is shit."
Columbia, the Penn State of the Ivy League, is what we call it.
Yeah, Penn State. I know when I was younger, if you wanted to get in there, you had to have a pen. So kept me out for a couple of years.
Could never remember that.
Had to have your own pen. Damn it. Are they back? Are they, is the team?
Oh yeah, they're all set to go. They can play in the bowls.
Yeah.
They're on their second coach.
Can we get Paterno's, statue back up? Can that?
That's out of my hands.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yes, I'm the greatest person ever to come out of State College, Pennsylvania. That's self-proclaimed, but you won't see that.
Have you made the wiki yet for coming out of that town?
I'm not on Wikipedia yet.
Oh.
I mean, I'm on it as having appeared on shows, but not. I don't. If you click on the link, it just says like page not found, and that depresses me every day.
Oh, you need somebody to write you up because you can't write yourself up. Right?
No, I know people who have, and that is sad. And I would rather be sad than act sad and write my own Wikipedia page, like some sort of Sam Morrill or something like that.
Sam just writes his own up. And he put a picture of himself up with 2 thumbs up. Joe gets along with everybody but his best friend, Sam Morrill. That's the only person I've ever heard Joe be mean about.
It's like Stalin and everyone.
All right, so we've had Stalin and Hitler during one appearance today. Boy, Voss and Bonnie really got you fired up, I guess, this morning. Huh?
Well, we were talking, and a guy called in.
Yeah.
And he's a guy who's just started doing some comedy. So, I don't want to fault him for not being very good. But he's like, can I tell a joke before I get off stage, before I hang up? And his joke was a Michael Jackson joke.
Oh boy. Topical.
And then exactly. And people kept calling in to try to fix his Michael Jackson joke as if it could be fixed. It's like when people are like, you can't play safe football. You can't have a 300-pound man tackle you. There's just no safe way to do it. There's going to be concussions. It's like trying to fix a Michael Jackson joke. It's just not going to happen.
Here is John in Boston. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
I was just calling because the student loans, people can't get out of that. Even if they claim bankruptcy, no matter what happens, they can't get out of it. It's like bulletproof. However, the government will give hundreds of billions of dollars to Bank of America and other banks when they have issues with their finances. I just think it's ridiculous. And I agree with him that you shouldn't go to college unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant, or something of that sort, engineer possibly. But other than that, you're better off.
What about liberal arts degree? Don't you feel a good liberal arts degree can take you places?
Yeah, how about if you get an English degree or a business management degree, and then you go to work and get a job for $25,000? That's a good idea. How about French artists? How about French art?
I agree, because if you want to write books, write books.
Just write them.
Just write them. If you want to be a journalist, you can cover a story and post it on YouTube. I believe Anderson Cooper did something like that, where he covered stories on his own.
Well, Anderson Cooper actually went to Ecuador, you know what I mean, and just started sending tape up. It was someplace down, yeah. But you have to remember,
he's a Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he's a Vanderbilt. He had that kind of money to fall back on. He was, he was a young Ned to do well. You know, things were going his way. He's a fine young gentleman.
Does he do well? No.
Yeah, no. And for some reason, no one ever saw him with a date until years later. He moved into a firehouse with a handsome man. Don't ask any questions.
Never took a bride.
Yeah. Anderson Cooper, it's funny, as CNN fell off, so did the Anderson Cooper heat. Like about 5 years ago, people would bring him up all the time.
There's been no hurricane landfalls.
Yeah, all right, good call.
In the southeast.
Yeah, we need that. Remember in Haiti where he tried to pick someone up and carry them out, but the guy was too heavy, so he just kind of leaned him on him? Anderson, not a big guy.
Well, the cameraman's carrying that camera all the time. He's got to be strong.
Yeah, that guy.
Like, oh yeah, I have to film Henderson being the hero. I can't help. Stupid cameraman.
I'll get a good shot of it.
Yeah,
as you run up.
It's like people who film crimes.
Yeah,
do nothing.
Filming crime,
terrible.
Filming a crime and doing a crime are not that different. They're
the same.
Same thing.
If you filmed a crime, you're guilty.
See, this could be the Mackey laws. We start to set up the Mackey laws for this.
It's okay for adults to beat up smart aleck teenagers that make fun of them when they run for a bus. Mackey laws. Hashtag that.
Hashtag that and get it on the new Mackey Wikipedia page.
They won't be so smart when they go back to school in another week.
Here's Jeff in L.A. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, how you doing?
Cool.
I was just going to say, I mean, I did 10 years in the military, and I did emergency medicine, and I didn't have anything except for my high school degree. By the time I'm 30, I'm finally figuring out what my interests are in the workforce. I think that people really shouldn't go to college until they get older. And when they do, it really wouldn't be a bad thing if it was a public service to them and it was free so that it could help better our nation.
You make a good point, because when you're 18, you're the dumbest you'll ever be.
What do you know?
Yeah, it's like that's why college kids are so. They go around, who's on the Supreme Court, and they have no idea. They have no idea what they want to do. They pick general studies degrees.
Yeah.
What employer wants a person that knows a lot about nothing? And people are paying tens of thousands of dollars. They're making loans. They're spending that money on beer, and then they wonder why they're in debt. But you make a good point.
So you think maybe at age 30 you start thinking about an education?
Sure, maybe go out and do a trade within your 20s. Work hard, get some, calluses on your hands, and figure out what life's all about and what hard work is. And if you don't want to do it anymore, then you don't have to. Go and get yourself educated.
I know that most corporations are not that interested in people in their 20s. People in their 20s like, hey, could you move the chairs for us? Could you go get, but they don't ever go like, yeah, call in that 23-year-old kid and let's really start batting some ideas around. Doesn't happen that way.
They're waiting for him to gray at the temples a little bit before they start trusting him.
A little on each side, like Mr. Fantastic. But anyway, that's a new Mackey law.
Yeah.
Wait for your education.
Wait for your education, or just don't get it at all, Mackey Laws.
Mackey Laws.
And, if it were up to me, the government would give less to colleges, Mackey Laws. Because I was reading an article, Hillary Clinton made that campaign speech about giving $350 billion more dollars to tuition, but the point the article was making was when they give more student loans, colleges, they've figured out the acceptable amount of debt people can bring.
Right.
So they just raise the cost right along with the increase in public funding. So I don't know if there really is a good solution. To me, when I was at college, the spending was so bloated.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, every college seems to be growing out for some reason. Why does a college need to grow?
There's like four full-size, like, health club style gyms at Penn State.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the gyms in town have gone under because, we have our own city. We don't need yours anymore. Oh, and that'll be like $9,000 for this month.
I mean, there's an entire neighborhood of NYU.
Yeah, it's just, and it used to be just a couple of buildings. Yeah. And now it is just sprawled out and these ugly new buildings. Everybody hates them. But here's what I would say with that $300 billion. I would back her with that if she said, we're only going to give the $300 billion to one kid. Somebody out there is going to get $350 billion. And then let that kid go nuts.
Provided he gets a 3.0 on his English degree.
Maggie Laws. Chris, you still owe money, right?
I owe about, $20,000. I got $20,000 in the hole.
Now, when's the last time you paid them anything?
Last year, because I got a certified letter saying we're going to garnish your paycheck unless you give us something.
Right.
So I said, I guess I'll give you something then.
I know so many times his phone rings and he's like, shit, and he won't get it. Why don't you at least change your phone number?
I've thought about it.
Oh, your dealer.
Oh, just answer it and say like, "Hey, this is Clint," and they'll be like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't think this was Clint."
Stanley, huh?
Unless Clint owes money. Clint probably owes money.
This is Clint. This is my brand new phone number.
Change your voice just in case.
Change your voice anyway.
Okay.
We know it's you.
Wait, let's say.
Hey, this is Clint.
I don't want you to be a cartoon bear.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem there. You always go to cartoon bear.
I do want you to be a cartoon bear. Say picnic basket.
Picnic basket.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's nice.
That's a good bear.
Perfect. Clint.
That's Clint, the friendly bear who likes picnic food.
I don't know your shit.
What's going on over there, Joe? Is there something falling apart?
What's happening, Joe? Why? That's never good.
I don't like to see you panicking like that.
Oh no, we're just screening the phone calls. We're just
But is something wrong?
Oh no, nothing's wrong.
Is a
switchboard
lighting up with ladies?
It is.
Sorry, I don't date off the phone.
You know, they warned me about this before the show.
Yeah, and there's a crowd outside too. They're all chanting.
Can take you around back.
They want the combination to this vault, but it is a secret.
He is one attractive man, Joe Machi.
It's breathtaking, really.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Lots of people have told me that before.
By the way, I'm just getting word of this. NBC is already trying to come up with Mackey's Law for a new autumn show. And I think they're just stealing our premises.
Bullshit.
Oh, NBC. Never believe crap.
Somewhere Bob Hope is in heaven, just so happy right now that somebody's running with that bit. Doug, go ahead.
Hey, you guys are talking about one of the most important things that going on right now.
That's because we have Joe Machi.
Yeah, and you asked, why do colleges have to grow? One thing that a lot of people don't think about is that many colleges, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, these are corporations. And what's the point of a corporation except to throw off a profit and grow? And the bigger you get, the more power you have, the more influence you have.
Yeah, and you mentioned Harvard, and they have, $100 billion? They have I don't know, I'm throwing a number out there, but their endowment is massive.
It's crazy. It's giganormous.
But I don't mind that as much as state schools who act that way.
That's true, because Harvard isn't a state school.
Yeah. Harvard, the great thing about Harvard and Yale, the whole Ivy League, they don't really want anyone to come there, and they try to talk people out of it. They try to tell people, you're not really our type, you know?
She's like the pretty girl at the ball.
Yeah, or the Republican Party, where they'll just say to people, you're not really our type. You're not what we're looking for right now. They're trying to talk Donald into leaving.
I know.
He's in first place and they don't want him.
He's got butter skin.
He does.
That's good on TV for the debates.
Here's Bobby in Pennsylvania. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. No, I just wanted to let you know on this topic, I partied my ass out of school when I was
Can't believe it.
Because, well, you know, the fraternities love single women. They got beer on tap 24/7. And I quit, worked in a factory, worked as a secretary, finally went back when I was 32, got a 4.0, went to grad school, and now I have my own private practice.
So what happened when you were 32? Is the frats no longer wanted you? Was that the benefit to your studying?
That was, I don't understand what your question was.
Well, I just it almost, you made it seem like as soon as men no longer wanted you, you were able to focus on your studies.
I think the moral of this story is that when you go to college, you should just get really drunk for a long time and then drop out.
Yeah. And then what kind of business do you have now, Bobby?
I have a mental health therapy business.
What do you do?
I counsel people.
Wow. Stunned. I had you working with either Aerosmith.
No, but
yeah.
You learn from your mistakes. That's good. But you know, a lot of people, it really depends what major you choose to, because a lot of people go to college to get a degree, to go to grad school, to get another degree, to get another degree, to work at the place they just spent $400,000 at, starting off at $25,000 a year. It's like a deal you would get from the mob. It's like you're going to spend your whole life working towards something, and by the time you're 40, you have no real world experience. You haven't stepped outside of a classroom in decades, and you owe so much money, and now you're stuck in this. It's like you got to work for the company. You owe the company store so much, you got to keep working for the company.
Yeah, that's actually that was the whole thing behind the old company store. It was, we have couches for you. You'll pay us on a plan. Go now back down to the mines for a couple more years. Joe Machi is in with us today, and well, damn it, he's just lovely. He's at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina this Thursday through Saturday. Then you can go to joemachi.com for additional dates and nice tweets only to @JoeMachi.
I am sensitive.
Yeah, he's a sensitive man. And
you cut this vault, he bleeds.
Yes, it's the world's only bleeding vault. And maybe that's why it's so damn handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think? Why do you think women are so crazy about Joe Machi, Gail?
Do we have time to answer this?
Aside from the buttery skin, I would say I think it's a soft cheek, a rosy.
Yeah, it's a nice rosy
cherub angelic light.
I like that. Yeah,
is how I describe it.
I would give you money to stand in my garden, just with like a little bow and arrow.
Nude?
Yes. Very nude.
How nude.
I'm having a dinner party with some very important people.
Now hold this platter.
The key word is tasteful.
Always it's tasteful. But like I said, after you exploded into America's living rooms last year.
Some say meteoric rise, some say exploded.
Okay, meteoric rise and then an explosion at the end of that rise.
It was a meteor that exploded.
You're wanted everywhere.
Yes, the Americans can't get enough of.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be at the Comedy Zone, but really, the whole world is a zone for my comedy.
That's true. That's true. Now, have they invited you back this year as some kind of returning?
No, I think that they didn't, because they're worried that I would make all the other comedians look bad, and they would have to just give me the award.
I think people would be happy to see you come back, though.
I'm probably gonna get some blowback for that.
No, people are on your side in a big, big way. People are with you. But I like to see you tutoring, let's say, a Joe List this summer.
Joe List, friend of mine doing comedy longer than me. Yes, I would like that. That would be good for me.
Take him under your wing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he knows how to walk out on stage in front of that television audience, which is a lot different. Joe List is a nightclub performer. He's a two-fisted drinker. He's a brawler after the show. There's a girl in every port town for him.
He's a Boston guy.
Yeah.
And what he needs is that Pennsylvania charm. That
he does.
Yep. Home of Jimmy Stewart and Joe Machi.
Jimmy Stewart is from your town?
No, he's from Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
I know that's we name most of our cities are dumb. Hey, what's your name? That really good city on the coolest city with the best baseball team, Pittsburgh.
Here's Frank. Frank, go ahead.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good.
Mackie sounds awesome.
He's
I'm very,
great.
very impressed by his English vocabulary. But
Yes.
going back to the colleges and universities, they don't pay property tax, so why not get bigger?
So they pay no
Syracuse,
property tax whatsoever.
They don't pay property taxes at all. I think Syracuse University is 20% bigger than they were 10 years ago, as far as property owned.
It's amazing, and I think most schools are like that now. They're just sprawling.
Pretty soon this country is going to be all colleges and debt.
It seems like here's the two things that grow faster than ever. Colleges and hospitals. A hospital used to be one building. Now it's just blocks and blocks and blocks.
It's the hospital campus.
Yeah, and I'm like, how come this hospital goes on like this?
Do we need this much room?
In the meantime, cars are getting tiny. I don't understand it.
And both end up with you dead and broke. Don't
Mackie Law. That's so funny. But I'm glad you're taking on big schools today. Somebody has to. You're speaking for the Netwits,
I'm
the Chris
sticking up.
Stanleys.
Thank you. I got your back, Clint.
Yeah.
Wink. Winking right now, Clint. Clint, the happy bear is what they hashtag that. Happy bear.
Happy bear.
Happy
bear. Hi, everybody. It's Clint.
But yeah, I'm sticking up for the little guy. It's about time someone fought back against these colleges.
Although you do like college football.
I don't really follow college sports.
Really?
I feel like it's such a corrupt thing. Like even,
I would agree.
I mean, aside from the problems that some schools we won't name, how about North Carolina? Instead of just changing the grades, they decided to have wholesale fake classes. And that's brilliant.
Yeah.
You don't have to change the grade if the class is ridiculous, and they're going to get an A no matter what. So it's gotten to the point where why do we need people say, oh, it's a great learn? No, it isn't. No one is learning from football anymore. You learn from football when you're 12.
Right.
You don't learn from sports when you're. And plus, we have pro sports. I can learn from the pros. The Pittsburgh Pirates teach me a lot about persevering in the face of adversary. Go Pirates! My prediction for the World Series champs.
Is this 1979?
No,
that prediction might come true.
It's 2015, and check out our lineup. Oh, I'd put that outfield up against anybody.
But you do have a beautiful ballpark there.
Oh, PNC, it is glorious.
Yeah.
They try to do a lot of things to ruin baseball at the new parks, though, and PNC is a little guilty of that. Forgive me for going off on a tangent.
No, I want you to.
I love baseball for all the reasons people hate baseball. Like, it's slow, a lot of action doesn't happen. But if you ask me, baseball changed because it tried to attract people who don't like baseball to it. It used to be an outdoor bar for people who loved baseball. It was mostly men, and if kids got to go, it was amazing. And now they want the wives there who don't care about the game. The kids, hey, why aren't the mascots running a fake race? And that's why the game is ruined, because there's so much crap going on that, we need a luxury box for the corporation, so we got to blow up the stadium, tax tourists more to, I'm getting all fired up, and that's why I'm announcing my candidacy for president right here, Mackie Laws.
It is true though. Like, the point of baseball was to relax as a fan. You would go to a park, literally a park with green grass. You wouldn't be in work, so you were relaxed. You'd watch these athletes play, and then you would go home. Now people go to. They want it to be a different sport, Yeah. And people are always telling you, here's what they need to put a clock on it. No. And then, but also, what do I care whether the guys get paid $350 million or $1 million? Have less people show up at the parks. Have smaller parks. I don't care.
Right.
I'll still be a baseball fan.
We actually like baseball, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Well, my thing was when I lived in Florida, it's all spring training. There's the sweetest, laziest time where everybody feels good about everything.
And I think that's my relationship with baseball. Like, that's how I think of it, as like kind of the stakes were never high at those games, so it was always very relaxing.
Yeah. Also, it's much more interesting to see people compete to not have a real job.
Right.
They're like, there's Carl. He's got a general studies degree and 2 kids. He really needs to start hitting that curveball.
Yeah,
it's going to be a long road for Carl. He'll be sitting on the 4th mic.
Yeah,
talking about how he's changing his name to Clint the Happy Bear.
Hey. You didn't even realize where that went, did you? That you were going to end up back in it like that.
No,
I'm just sniping.
Yeah, it is.
Sniping
You're
from the
sniping
corner
today.
here.
I love it though. What's your team? Where you're from? You're a Minnesota guy.
Twins fan, yeah.
And that's all indoor ball though.
No, outdoor. We have a beautiful new ballpark that was built 5 years ago of Target Field.
See, I never follow American League ball. It's always a surprise. Like, if I see an American League team, it's October. And I'll go, oh yeah, there's a whole nother league. That's right. I forgot about that.
It's a beautiful ballpark, though. Not as nice as Pittsburgh. There's probably a little nicer, but ours is pretty nice, too.
But don't you hate the fact that these things, the throwback stadium is now the norm? You know what I mean? Like, it's...
I kind of dig it because, I mean, baseball, every team except for maybe Oakland and one other team doesn't have a nice ball. I mean, it has a really nice ballpark, but like, can't really say the same about football or basketball. There are shitty arenas and shitty football stadiums. But
see, I grew up
ballpark
going to the
is
vet
nice.
in Philly, and that thing was like a parking lot with a green rug over it. And it was, it was a football stadium, so it was all set up incorrectly, and it felt like home field advantage. It felt like, okay, we can throw batteries, we own that place. And now we have a nice ballpark and everything seems to calm down. Different kind of people go to the game. Go back and watch like the 1970s Yankee games. The people were terrified to come and play at Yankee Stadium. There would be all different ethnic groups just going crazy 5 feet away from people. You'd see the Bronx would be on fire outside of the stadium. It was a different time.
Baseball stadiums should be circles, first of all, and no one should be able to see unless they paid a ridiculous amount of money, like some douchebag who ruins it for the rest of us. And then they leave in the 7th inning, and you should be able to walk back down there like I could do when I was a kid, right behind home plate, because the ushers left, because I don't know what the hell they're doing anyway. But now they have those like fancy places where they wait on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Behind, from the third baseline to the first baseline, and you can't sneak down there like in the late innings to get on TV and see the players up close. So
that was the only reason that you would go down in the 7th, and you would leave the seats that your dad took you to, the 700 level in Philly. You're up so high, and then you would keep going down until you could see the ball player like 4 feet away. And it was amazing to you.
It was the greatest thing in the world. And now you're closer to the whole game, but you never get as close to the players. And, I'm sure, maybe we had similar dads, but it's like, you're not getting a Coke. You're not paying that for a Coke. You're not buying a hot dog. But the one thing I could look forward to is like, we were going to go down and sit right close at the end of the game, because the people who aren't fans are the people who, it's like the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
for
the
those
corporations.
tickets.
Their corporations have done it. When the Phils were playing against Atlanta in '94, I went there with my dad, and we got these tickets, and we went, and it's the Braves against the Phils, National League pennants on the line. We're freaked out. We get there, everyone around us was talking about Coca-Cola meetings. None of the people there were actual Brave fans at all. I'm sure there's Atlanta Brave fans, but they did not have good seats because those were the corporate people. Joe, where did you used to?
Well, I was going to say, like, the novelties at baseball parks have just gotten more and more childish. It seems like Milwaukee has a slide. Houston has
I hate all that.
Yeah, Houston has a
slide?
small train.
Yeah.
And then the Marlins have an aquarium. It's like I'm in 3rd grade again.
Yeah, it's true. And now football was doing it too, where there's that aquarium at Jacksonville where women in bikinis are swimming during the game.
Oh, right.
Yeah. In the meantime, you guys are 3-16 again. And I'm including the preseason for how bad they are. Sports do not belong to sports fan. No matter where you're talking. Well, those seats in Yankee Stadium are $1,500 or something, right?
Yeah, and they're always empty. Throughout the season, it's always a third empty. You never see it actually full in a Yankee game.
And it would be probably like no one would buy that. Like it would only be a corporate giveaway.
No human being it's like the same thing with first class seats in an airplane. If Sirius is paying, I'm going to ride first class. If I'm paying, I'm fine in the back. Who gives a shit? I'm not spending my money on that shit.
Or you're so rich that you don't care if you don't go.
Right.
You buy it because I'll have it.
Right.
If Derek Jeter's retiring. But if you, for the rest of the games, you don't care. You don't care.
That's the thing that ballparks should be forced just to give those tickets out to kids. You know? Just here. If you can't fill up, every kid gets to go now. All the little trouble kids, too.
They put the troubled kids at the very top of the fucking stadium, the back corner. It's hysterical.
Yeah,
That's
of course
sad.
they do. That's their beef. Where's your boy Dan? Did he have to leave today?
He had to run down to the lobby for a moment.
What's going on?
Well, I'll just write you a note.
Somebody couldn't get in?
No, someone did get in. But I just wanted him to greet him just to say what's up to him. And
for himself.
I told him to.
Yeah, for himself, dude. Here is Pat, Ann Arbor. Pat.
Hey there, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, first of all, Joe, I wanted to say I saw you at Whiplash at the UCB a number of years back. I thought you were hilarious, and then. I'm glad things are going so well for you. That's great.
Things are going through the roof.
Yeah. Things are going okay.
Yeah, I know. That's fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, I heard you guys talking about how childish these stadiums are becoming. I live outside Detroit, and recently the Tigers just put in a full-blown merry-go-round outside of the stadium. And last time I went to the game, I just see these dads that are getting dragged away from the game they want to see by their children that just want to ride this thing. And I'm pretty sure when the game ended, there was a couple of them that never even made it to their seats just watching these kids go round and round on the thing all day.
And I partially blame the dads for that. You gotta, yeah, I mean, you gotta be like, hey, no, we're going to the baseball game.
Well, the dad is supposed to be teaching the kid and like literally giving questions to the kid the whole time. Okay, you got a guy second and third. If the ball goes to second base, where is he going with it? My dad didn't care whether I was doing my homework or not, but I had to be on the edge of my seat when I was at a ball game.
Do not relax.
Yes.
You gotta be sharp.
Yeah.
I paid $8 for these tickets.
Right. And then, like, anytime you go like this, so what would you do in this position? I'd always go, don't bunt. His bunt was always, he always wanted to squeeze. He always thought the squeeze should be on because it was a National League ball. That's something you two guys wouldn't understand. You swing from the heels.
I don't even get that.
Yeah.
Pitching? I don't know.
But, yeah, there's no pitching changes.
Why would we bunt when we have a mediocre slugger that doesn't play in the field?
He can play like 4 positions.
Yeah, left bench, right bench, center bench.
Well, that's
he can fall asleep in the clubhouse.
Yeah, the fact that normally they spend a lot of their time limbering up when they're in a ball game.
Ken Griffey fell asleep in the clubhouse, and I thought that was the greatest thing about baseball. I'm like, you could be in the game and fall asleep. Who wouldn't? Like, why are people mad at this?
It is. Well, there's a lot of time. These guys spend a lot of time at the ballpark too. They get there early, they leave late, and most of them know nothing about the cities that they're in. You know, the only place that ball players ever used to like to go was Montreal, and they were all furious when Montreal lost because of the amazing amount of strip clubs in Montreal.
Right.
But if you say to those guys, "Have you ever been to a museum somewhere?" No.
I'm pretty tired.
I did the Dream Week baseball and played down with those guys, and it's all retired ball players that coach and stuff.
Oh, like fantasy camp.
Yeah, it was fantasy camp, and Larry Bow was one of the coaches, and he was so smart in baseball. but honestly had no idea that there was ever a band called the Beatles, a movie called Star Wars, a president named Bush. He just doesn't know anything but the game itself, but he knows everything about that.
It's like that's his life's work.
Yeah.
Man, he should have seen Star Wars in the off-season.
Yeah, but he does. There is no off-season for him. It's just constant. All right, we got to wrap this up. It's always great to have you here, though.
Oh, thank you for having me back. It was a lot of fun, and ladies, keep listening.
I am. I'm happy that you pulled a twofer today.
It was a rocky start, but we righted the ship. I gotta check my Twitter after this is over.
It's gonna be kind and gentle. I know.
I hope so.
It's at Joe Machi. Give him all the love in the world, and if you get the chance to go out and see the Handsome Vault Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina, this Thursday, August 27th through Saturday, August 29th. That is it for us. We'll see everybody again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!